Hey guys, welcome to this week's weekly catch up here on Jaggs Journeys. I'd just like to thank everyone who tuned in last week. It was a bit of an epic live last week. It was around about 3 hours or just under 3 hours long. And essentially, that was because we had a fair bit to get through. We had some storms and that sort of thing. And I think we actually ended up even, I think we skipped a week or so there because of the storms that happened in the Gold Coast. So it was a pretty lengthy live last week. So we'll definitely try and keep this one to maybe just over an hour or around an hour if we can. I'm conscious of everyone's time as well. It is during the week, and obviously there's people joining in on different time zones as well. So, for example, there's people now where it's actually 9 o'clock or even later, and some of them it's a bit earlier. But I just want to thank everyone for jumping on anyway. I hope everyone had an awesome weekend just gone, and I hope everyone had an awesome day today as well. Just saying hi to everyone there who's jumping on at the moment and saying hi. Hey there, Johnson from Singapore. Thank you for joining on my live feed. That's really appreciated. And thanks to everyone else as well. Matt, I regularly see you at the parks. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Thanks to everyone else for saying hi. And there's some questions coming through already, so I will get to your questions. We'll just obviously wait for a couple more minutes or so. We got a fair bit on board coming on now. So thank you all again. I hope everyone had an awesome day today. Did anyone get to the theme parks today at all or in the weekend? I wonder if anyone had a chance to get to any theme parks, whether it's here in the Gold Coast or whether it's overseas or whether it's somewhere else in Australia as well. I think Victoria had a bit of rain from what I heard. I think Gambier World was pretty rainy down there. It was open though. I think Funfields might have been closed. Was it Funfields? I think one of them was closed maybe today, or I think from rain. I think I saw earlier on. But anyway, it's the time to be at the theme parks. It's summer, water parks, theme parks. It's just awesome. So again, thanks everyone for jumping on. I'm just going to pretty much start with a couple of things from around the parks, and then we'll get to some questions. And just a reminder, this is moderated, and I've got two moderators on monitoring the chat. All right, just want to mention that from the start. All my live feeds are moderated. Cool. All right. So again, hi to everyone for saying hi. And just with my question, if anyone went to the theme parks on the weekend, Johnston wrote, I went to Universal Studios yesterday. This is in Singapore. That looks awesome. I haven't been to that one. I've been to Universal Studios in the US, in LA. And it's one of my favorite parks. Will I be visiting any parks overseas? Definitely the plan. We have had bookings made around COVID, and that all got canned. We did get to New Zealand last year. Obviously, they've only got a small theme park there, but we got to it nonetheless. And obviously, we traveled a little bit around Australia last year as well. So overseas, it's definitely on our plan. It has been for some time. It's just a cost perspective and time, but the costs are coming down. The airfares are getting cheaper now. Exchange rates, depending on where you go. So I think definitely, there's quite a few people that do similar content have recently been overseas to some of the Asian parks like Singapore and Hong Kong and all that sort of thing, and Japan. And that's certainly somewhere we'd love to also get to at some point and time as well. We've been to the US a few times, probably before I was doing YouTube. And the last trip we had booked was when I was doing YouTube, but it all got cancelled because of COVID. So we'd love to pick that back up again and continue and do that US trip that we had to actually cancel. So that's the plans. Whether that's this year or not, I haven't made any announcements yet on that for this year because obviously, we just want to keep an eye on cost and everything. And I have to travel as a family, not just myself. So it's not just the cost of one. I've got to be aware of that as well. Now I'm going to get to you guys questions, so keep questions coming, and I will get to your questions. I'll just run through a couple of things first. I might do like one park, then get to some questions, and then couple other things. I haven't got too much to go through, to be honest. So there's not a lot really at the moment. But anyway, we'll kick things off with Movie World. So obviously, they're in the middle of their holidays and they're in the middle of their Hooray for Hollywood event. Don't forget that event is on until the 21st of January. It's an awesome event. It's probably one of my favorite movie world events, actually, that one there, particularly because they have different characters in the park that you can meet and get photos with. I have got a video done on Hooray for Hollywood. Thanks to those that have already watched it. If you haven't watched it, make sure you check it out, give it a like, and share it if you can as well. I've had lots of great feedback actually on that video. People saying that they love it and yeah, really happy with the video. So thank you for that. There's been a few changes. So I guess again, just to recap, Christmas night, Gold Coast got hit with a tornado, and the parks got shut for a couple of days. So things were up in the air, and things had to run on generators and all that kind of thing. And there was power outages everywhere. So one of the things for Hooray for Hollywood was they were supposed to have had the Marvin the Martian in the third dimension, and that hadn't started when I visited. And I visited on the second day of the event, but I believe now that is actually in place. So now at the Roxy Theatre, instead of the Scoob 4D, just for this event, so until the 21st of January, you will be able to catch Marvin and the Martian in the third dimension, which is probably I think it's one of the original movies they used to have at the Roxy. For a long time, they had it there, if anyone remembers, and on the awning that had the Marvin the Martian spaceship crashed and smoke coming out of it. It was pretty cool theming. And it's a really cool movie to watch as well. So it's animated, obviously, and it's in 3D, but it's really cool. So that's one good thing that's on there. So that's pretty cool. Green Lantern's on maintenance still. So there seems to be no end date. It's unscheduled maintenance. Not good to have a major ride like that down for peak season. So it's a little bit I guess disappointing. Lots of people disappointed. You know, it's a really cool ride. It's got the steepest drop in the southern hemisphere there as well. So it's a real shame that Green Lantern's not operational. We're not sure when that's going to be up again, unless someone was there today and they can say it was up. Let us know, but I'm pretty sure it's still down. Anyway, disappointing, but I guess Movie World themselves would be disappointed in that. Maybe they're waiting on a part, or it must be something to do with that, or maybe it was can't have been the storm actually, because I think it was down from around the 18th of December. I think that's when it went down. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, pretty much business as usual at Movie World. They have put in a new frappe, the Tim Tam frappe at the Village Bean, which they didn't have initially. They still had the Christmas frappes when I visited. So yeah, they're probably a little bit slow off the cuff to change the park completely over for the event. But as I said before, that might be due to storm impact and running on generators and what have you. So I know when there's power outages, a lot of food got lost, that kind of thing. So they might have been in the same boat. So that's pretty much all I really had for Movie World. I know there's been a lot of I guess activity on social media around the e-stop that happened yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before on the DC Rivals Hypercoaster at Movie World. Obviously, you know, people have phones in their hands. Anytime a ride stops with people on it, they're going to film it, they're going to send it to the news or what have you. It just creates unnecessary exposure, really. Those rides are designed to stop. There's hundreds of sensors all over those rides. They are run by computers, and you know, the ride did what it was supposed to do. Someone's scarf hung down and got around the wheel, bang, the ride stopped. It did what it was supposed to do. When it's up on a very high incline, they have to get the people down. So they safely did that, harnessed everyone in, and they just had to walk down the steps. But of course, things get blown up when it's all on media and social media and all the rest of it. So I can tell you, this is normal. It's been around for years and years. The rides do e-stops, the rides sensors make it stop. It's supposed to happen, but it just seems to be all blown out of context or just blown up. I don't know why. Probably because, I mean, I guess there's people up there and they got to get off it, which, for some people, that's a lot. That's a very high part of the ride. And, it would be hard for some people to get off there who's scared of heights. I can imagine. I don't mind it so much, but I would probably be a little bit freaked out myself. Understandable, but it is safe, and they make sure. The staff are trained, and they make sure it's safe, and everyone's safe. I think Seaboard had one today as well. Trident, I think, it had a stoppage as well. Again, I think the downtime was maybe 12 minutes. So again, bigger scheme of things, it's just normal. It's just normal. It's unfortunate when it happens. I've been on a ride at Universal Studios in America. I think it was one of the Harry Potter rides, and it was one of the dark rides inside, and it was like a motion. I can't think of the name of the ride. Someone will know it. And it stopped full swing while we're full swing in there. So it happens. We were just on it for, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe, and then it just restarted. We didn't have to get off it. But, it happens. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there because it's been plastered all over social media and stuff like that. So just a normal thing. It happens. I'm sure there's people probably on this chat right now that may have had to get off a ride somewhere in the world at some point in time due to that happening. So, everything's safe. The ride did what it was supposed to do. It was a guest that caused the issue, much similar to what happened with the Scooby-Doo a year or so, maybe a year and a half ago. Something similar happened there. They had to stop the ride. Something a guest brought on the ride that they shouldn't have had on the ride, and it got caught up in the ride, did the right thing and stopped. Anyway, it happens, and the rides are safe. That's what they're designed to do, to make it safe. Because if it kept going, it would be worse, right? So it stops, you get off. Cool. So, all right, well, I'm going to flick through your comments that are coming through. So, again, thanks for jumping on tonight. Thanks for putting comments on there. There's heaps of people saying hi. So, hi to everyone who is saying hi. I appreciate you all jumping on again this week for another live feed. I hope you guys are enjoying these, by the way. Give me some feedback. Put some comments, even if you're watching it after the fact. If you're enjoying the live feeds, we'll keep them going. We don't intend to stop them or anything. Just as long as everyone's enjoying them, that's the main thing. All right, let's go. So we've said hi to Johnston from Singapore, who mentioned about Universal Studios. Have you ever been on the Thunderbolt roller coaster at Dreamworld? Yeah, absolutely. I went on that several times with the double loop. That was a cool roller coaster. I actually really enjoyed that coaster. One of my first ones, not the first. But yeah, I guess I was lucky enough to have gone to America when I was 8. So I actually went on some pretty big coasters in the States when I was quite young. I was tall for my age as well. I'm 6'2" now, so I was always tall. So I was able to get on the bigger rides at 8, which is cool. And but yeah, Thunderbolt was awesome. I think it got sold to someone, so it might even be still. I could be wrong, but I think it got sold and sent overseas somewhere, maybe. So it could even be in operation. Probably by now it might be retired, but someone probably would know. Anyway, yep, been on it, loved it. What's my favorite song? Don't really have a favorite song, but I do like pretty much a lot of music. I guess tend to lean more towards. Well, obviously, if you look at the music that's in my videos, how it's upbeat, anything upbeat, pretty much upbeat, dancey, hip hop, that kind of stuff. All right. Will you be heading to Gold Coast Supernova? Absolutely. I don't think I've missed a Supernova in years and years and years. I always go to Supernovas. I go to the odd Comic Cons as well, like the Oz Comic Cons. When I used to live in New Zealand, I'm talking over 20 years ago, I used to even go to the ones there called Armageddon. In fact, I went to Armageddon there last year when I was there as well. And same sort of thing as Supernova. Essentially, it's the same deal. I've been going to these for well over 20 years. I've been going to these pop culture events. I absolutely love them, and they're pretty cool. As far as filming a video is concerned, I do always put a video out, but it is hard because it's so busy and packed, and you're trying to film. You get a lot of heads and shoulders, and it's anyway. I try to make the best I can out of a video for that. So we get some pretty good views. Hi from New Zealand. Hi to New Zealand, and hi also from Mexico. Is that right? Yep. Thank you for joining us. Muchly appreciated. You've been to the Vietnamese parks. I've heard there's some good parks over there, actually. I think I can't think of who I watched. Someone, I can't even think who it was now. But yeah, there's definitely some good parks. Even in Malaysia, yeah, some really good parks. South Korea, really good parks as well. Hey Sue. Hey Heath, how are you? Some of my regular people I bump into at the parks. Thanks heaps for jumping on the live feed. Always good to see you guys at the parks. Always good to have a chat and a catch up. When am I coming to Victoria again? You're going to Gambai World over 3 days and hoping to meet you. So not in the next few weeks. I've just had was it a week or a week, nearly 2 weeks off work through Christmas, and I haven't got any more annual leave for a while. So unless we do another weekend trip, which we've done several weekend trips away, Sydney, Victoria, they're very quick trips. Literally, it's fly down, go to the parks overnight, try and do something else, and fly back home the next day. So we might try and squeeze another one of those type of trips in again over a weekend. It's just again just depends weather, flights. It's expensive time of year as well. But yeah, so you never know. But not in the very near future. How's progress on the Wizard of Oz precinct? Yep. So they've done a lot of work. I mean, we can't see much. But if you do go on either the Batwing or the reverse backward seats on the Rivals Hypercoaster, you get a really good view of the area, and there's a lot of the footings are done. So essentially, the groundwork's what they've been doing, and the footings. So the footings are done. So we should start to see vertical poles soon. I would think, because keep in mind there's two coasters, well essentially there's three coasters going in there, right? So there's the suspended coaster, which is the Vekoma, which is the identical one to TNT at Gambai World. So that's a cool, awesome family ride. I enjoyed that ride. And then there's the dueling coaster, the two dueling coasters, boomerang coasters. So yeah, so there's a fair bit to go up. And then of course there's all the theming and all the ride station and all that. So, and it's due to open at the end of this year. So this year's pretty cool. We've got lots of cool things happening, obviously, with Movie World, with the Wizard of Oz precinct, the Flash, which is exciting as well, and of course Rivertown and Dreamworld. So there's just awesome 2024. There's lots of things happening all the back end of the year as well, other than the Flash, which we think is now mid-year. Well, again, that's just speculation because it's just 2024 opening now, so it could be any time. Do I play Fortnite? No, I don't. I am familiar with Fortnite. Excuse me, but I don't actually have time. I work full time. I have a very busy job, and YouTube is my weekend hobby. So yeah, I really don't have any time for gaming. I know gaming's fun and awesome, but I just don't have time. Cool. I'm going to Movie World and Dream World on the 24th. Have I got any advice? So on the 24th, I think the school's back. I believe, yeah, the school's back. So you should have a pretty good day. I don't think it'd be that busy. The only thing is, there probably is a couple of. I'd have to check the. Probably best thing to do is get sort of like a diary or look it up online and have a look if there's any other states that go back later than that week. I know Queensland, I think maybe New South Wales might be the same, might be going back around that same time. Keeping in mind Australia Day is that week, and there's a holiday, and that is usually a busy day on that day. But it won't be hectic like now anyway. So you'll be able to get around. I'd probably go to the bigger rides first, get them done first anyway. Just get them done, and then work out what you want to do. Check out the app before you go. Have a look at what shows are on. because there's stunt shows on as well. There'll be probably 2 shows by then per day, which I think will be like 11 a.m. and 1:50 p.m. I think from memory. There's 3 at the moment. That's just because it's peak season. And use the app if at lunchtime for ordering your food. You can just order on the app, which is really cool. Saves queuing up in line and that kind of thing. Just obviously download the Village Roadshow theme park app. You need to do that anyway when you're in park, and use it for ride wait times and that as well. And it has all the information on there. So just try and be a bit prepared and maybe go for the big rides first, the ones you really want to ride. So then you're not waiting as long on those ones, and then you can get the other stuff done. There's probably lots of other different tips or tricks, but that's what I would do. Okay, so yeah, Cam saying no vertical construction yet. Yeah, I think it's just mainly footings and groundwork for Wizard of Oz. We'll keep you updated as soon as we can see anything. We'll always provide you guys an update video. Do the crowds calm down a bit in the last week of the school holidays? Yeah, they do. Basically, the busiest time for the Gold Coast theme parks anyway is the 27th, 28th, 29th of December, around that. So Boxing Day is busy. This year was a bit different because obviously with the storm, and I think they were closed Boxing Day. But generally speaking, Boxing Day, typically people do other things like going to the beach, maybe having barbecues, that kind of thing. Maybe water parks, they're always busy. Theme parks are busy, but then the 27th, 28th, bang, hectic. So, you'll be all right. It does start to calm down a little bit more by then. It's still busy, but again, I'll do the same thing. Go to the bigger rides first, or if you can, get fast track while the holidays are still on. Maybe do that. It's expensive. It just depends how much time you've got. If you buy a multi-day park pass, that's even better as well. You can spread the rides out as well, so you can get them all done. What else we got here? New South Wales crowds, which they have. So New South Wales have an extra week, do they? Okay. So yeah, New South Wales and Victoria maybe as well. I don't know, but they're obviously quite busy. That they always are one of the biggest demographics of visiting the Gold Coast, essentially, from a domestic market perspective. Wizard of Oz, yes, that will be open this year, at the back end of this year. What's my favorite ride at Movie World? Always Falls. Again, I'm big on themed rides. Scooby-Doo too, but obviously at the moment I can't ride that right now. Whilst it's undergoing its multi-million-dollar makeover, can't wait for that one as well. Unfortunately, it's next year, but hey, something to look forward to, right? So, and there is a stack of work going on in there. I know people going, no, what's going on with that? We don't see or hear anything. I can tell you for a fact, there's a stack of work going on in Scooby-Doo. Lots of work. All right. Multi-million-dollar makeover. Watch this space. So you just can't see it, obviously. You'll start to see things like eventually they'll start putting, the test seat will end up on the outside, and they have changed the sign, by the way. I posted a post, and thanks to one of my subscribers for sending me that photo during the week of their visit last week, I think it was. So they've just made an update on the sign. What else have we got here? I went to Wet n Wild today and Movie World yesterday. Oh, it's cool. Awesome. And it's good weather at the moment, nice and warm. We have had a bit of rain, but I guess that's fine if you're going to Wet n Wild, right? You're going to get wet anyway. And like I've said before, when it rains, as long as it's not thunder and lightning, it's fine to go to the parks. Generally, if it rains, they're going to be quieter. Just chuck on some wet weather gear and just enjoy the day. If it's thunder and lightning, that's when they'll shut the outdoor rides until the lightning has passed. I think there's a certain kilometre radius that they can't operate those outdoor rides. If there's lightning, there's a certain radius that they just have to shut them. So if there's storms forecasted, and at the moment we get a lot of afternoon storms in Gold Coast or Queensland, so keep that in mind. Check the forecast, get the rides done in the morning maybe. I saw maintenance crew on the top of the lift hill the other day. Okay, I'm not sure what maybe you're talking about Green Lantern, maybe, because that's still down. I'm not sure which ride you. Maybe it is Green Lantern. Yeah, Green Lantern. Yep, that's right. It's been closed for 3 weeks. It wasn't open today still. So, yeah, still down since the 18th of December. No date for Green Lantern. Unscheduled maintenance. Not sure what's going on with that one. They forgot to paint. I can't read that. Is it Clier on the play school wheel? Okay. Should email Dreamworld and let them know. There might be a reason. I don't know. I'm not sure. Cool. Do you know, I know when the Ouija at Whitewater World, I don't think, that's closed, and I think it's permanently closed. So maybe because that is a seasonal park, they close at the end of April, and they don't reopen again until September. So if it's not going to be something they're going to keep or redo or fix up or what have you, you'll find they'll probably remove it later on during the closure, no doubt. But as far as I know, it's not reopening the Ouija, as far as I know. Correct me if I am wrong. If someone else has heard otherwise, I only can go off the information that's available to us all. That's essentially what I do, is just have a look what's happening. Hey, Caleb, I'm not sure what ride you're talking about there. The website says it's open. He's still talking about Green Lantern, perhaps? When you drove past today, it didn't look... Because, if it's Green Lantern, I checked it, I think it was this morning. Yeah, this morning before work, I checked the app. I haven't checked it tonight or anything during the day, but it did say still under closure for sorry, I just saw your other comment there, GL. Yeah, it still says unscheduled maintenance last time I checked. So unless it went up and then went down again, which happens, it does happen. So who knows? So we'll have to keep our eye on that one. I went to Movie World yesterday inside Cool Parade. Yeah, the parade is actually pretty good at the moment. It's the Hooray for Hollywood parade. So again, if you haven't seen it or if you can't make it, check out my video on the Hooray for Hollywood event. Second day I was there, and full coverage. Obviously, some of the shows, I don't show the full entire show. I did show the full entire parade, but I kind of edited it down a bit so it didn't sort of just drag out. I try and keep it so, you can see all the floats and get an idea of what it's all about. Obviously, if you're going, I don't want to ruin the experience of the whole entire show. I know some people show the whole shows, and that's what they choose to do. I choose to do sort of a little bit of a edited version of that to give you an idea of what it's all about and show you. But also, there's copyright issues with a lot of the music used in those shows, and YouTube picks up on it. So we tend to put a voiceover or a music over that sort of thing. But yeah, the parade is pretty cool. I must say that it's awesome floats as well. I love the Gremlins, which we've seen before, but I love it. It's cool. It's awesome. All right. So is the Wizard of Oz opening 2024? Yeah, as far as we know, it is definitely going to be opening. Are the hats I wear the same as buying them online? No. So I have just launched my official Jaggs Journeys merch shop. Hopefully you've seen my little ad I did on that or post on Instagram. If you haven't, just go to jaggsjourneys.deco. So that's DECO dash apparel. So APPAREL.com. So jaggsjourneys.deco-apparel.com. That takes you to my webpage or my shop, and you can see what's there. I'm limited to, it's done through a supplier in New South Wales. So I'm only limited to what stock they have, and then I send my logo. So and it's just print. It's limited. So the hats on there, there's just a trucker hat on there with a flat peak, and it's a print of the logo on the front. There's also a bucket hat on there as well with a print. Now, if you want, these ones that I wear with the 3D logo, I actually don't sell that version. The reason why is this cost me to get made around about it's over $50, and 55, I think it is, cost me $55. I just don't think people are going to pay $55 for Jaggs Journeys. I mean, maybe you guys will. I don't know. I mean, let me know if you go, yeah. I mean, I can get them made to order probably at the time. Well, it's just that I have to buy a minimum quantity. So I think hats I got to buy. I think it's 20. Might be 10 maybe 10 or 20 at a time. I have to buy and get made to then sell. So I just don't know about these ones. The ones, however, I do have for $25. It's a baseball style hat, just a similar looking one. It has embroidered logo on the front, but it's just a flat embroidered logo. It doesn't have any other thing on it. Whereas, see, this one here has the logo on the back as well, but my the other ones don't have the logo on the back. It's just a flat embroidered. So if you want an embroidered one, you just got to message me directly through Instagram. I also have the I'm not sure if you've seen my. Let me just grab something, show you this one. So I also sell these. So remember, if you play tennis, you'd know what this is. So it's a wristband. This is a wrist sweatband. These are something that I think I'm trying to bring them back into fashion to wear them in fashion. So I wear this in the parks as well. This is embroidered. All right, so it is embroidered, and it's a pretty good quality one. I got a stack of these done. I got them out overseas, out of a factory, and they're actually made out of the same factory that make the Nike and Champion ones. So it's a good quality. I sell these for $10. So plus postage. Obviously, there's plus postage on things. And same with the hats, plus postage. So if you're wanting one of those, again, direct message me on Instagram, and it'll just be a bank transfer. And then we actually, that's how we've been selling our merch up until now. I had some shirts done as well, but I had issues with the sizes. The sizes were they weren't true to size. And now this company that I'm getting, where my merch shop is now, the sizes should be right. And you can actually, when you click on the item, you can actually click on sizing, and it tells you, if you get your favorite T-shirt, put it on the bench, measure it, and it has a guide there on which size you should choose. Because obviously, buying online, if it's not right, it's like, well, what do I do with it? That they do, as far as I know, exchange or what have you, or refund maybe. Again, it's not done through me personally, because I didn't. T-shirts are a hard one, right? So I wanted someone else who deals with that to deal with that. So it's mainly apparel on there. It's mainly shirts and hoodies on there. There is also infants onesies on there as well, and little kids T-shirts and stuff. And there's a couple of bags, tote bags, backpack. Again, it's basic. It's print. But yeah, and some of the items on there might be a little bit pricey. And it's only because, keep in mind, when you order it, you're ordering it from them, and they print it and then they send it to you. So they're not buying these, like, I mean, they have a stock of them, but I don't get a discount on that stuff. So I'm making very minimal. We put this together so you guys had some options. I get a lot of inquiries for merch. So and yeah, I've been actually, so far it's been quite selling very well. So the new design of me vlogging seems to be going quite well. So thanks to everyone who's already made purchases on there, by the way. It's crazy. I didn't think it was actually going to start so fast, but thank you very much. But have a look anyway on there and all that. But if you want an embroidered hat, again, it's not raised like that. It's flat, and it's just a basic hat, because I got to try and keep the cost down for you guys. So $25 plus postage for that hat. $10 if you want one of the wrist sweatbands. Look, I've got key rings on there, just my basic logo. on the key rings. A couple of stickers. Again, if you're interested, just let me know on Instagram, direct message, and then I can send you what we've got and the pricing. But yeah, the apparel and the main stuff is just going to be done through that site. So yeah, not sure if I'll continue doing the hats myself as far as the embroidered hats. They have been selling well, so which is awesome. So yeah, it depends on demand. But again, these ones, if you guys wanting to pay, I'd say they cost me about $55. So there'll be plus postage on that. So you'd be looking at 65 odd dollars before you even get it. So I just think you go to Culture Kings and buy a LA Dodgers cap or whatever for probably that same money. So I just think, I don't know. I just think that's a lot of money for someone for Jaggs Journeys merch. That's just what I think. Anyway, you let me know if I'm wrong and you want to go more merch, better quality stuff, and willing to pay more. Just keep in mind, I have to buy a certain amount of quantity and get them made first and outlay that money with that stuff. Whereas the stuff online, it's made to order. So that's why I did that way. So cool. So thanks for supporting me. Those people that have already bought stuff, it's appreciated. Cool. I'll just jump back into some of the notes I had. Wet and Wild. So just a reminder, dive-in movies are currently on. I think the park's open about 7:30 p.m. So I think they start the dive-in movies around maybe 6 o'clock, I think. And that goes until the 21st of January. So if you are thinking of visiting, park's open a little longer till 7:30 p.m. Dive-in movies. Awesome way to spend a summer, Arvo, providing there's no storm. So yeah, I think the weather's supposed to, and the Gold Coast is supposed to rain the next couple of days, and then I think Thursday it's supposed to fine up again. But definitely take advantage of that. So always pretty popular. Paradise Country is still closed as well, just to let you guys know. They got really hit hard with the storm damage. I mean, the whole area did, but particularly a lot of trees. So obviously a lot of gum trees, a lot of large trees at Paradise Country, and they sustained a lot of damage from the buildings from those trees. So there's a fair bit of work involved to get that one up and running again. And Top Golf is also still down because of all the netting having to be replaced due to the massive damage it sustained as well. So just an update on those. Anyway, okay, I'll get back to your questions, guys. I know you guys have been pumping through comments and questions. And again, thanks heaps. I really appreciate the engagement and for you guys jumping on, spending time out of your Monday night to engage with me here on the live stream. Now, I do have to find where I was up to, so apologies. Now, if I've missed your question, it's not intentional. Instead of saying, hey, you missed my question, just pop the question in again if that's okay. And then if I come across it again, then I'll know, okay, it's a double up. I was going to find, I'm pretty sure I knew where I was up to. Okay, yep, around here. Here we go. That one we did. Okay. Yep, almost there. Okay, I think I'm at where I was. Yep. Okay. What happened on the 5th? I think we're talking about the DC Rivals Hypercoaster. Just had a maintenance. Just had a ride stoppage. So a sensor. Well, actually, a guest took something on the ride, a scarf, I think it was. They shouldn't. It was a loose item. So no loose items are allowed. It got caught on the wheel. Sensor on the roller coaster went bang, stopped the ride. It was right up the top on the incline. So they have to evacuate the people because the ride won't, for safety reasons, did the right thing. It stopped and it won't go. But because of social media and news and all that, it just blows it up. It's a normal thing that happens. The ride stops, they get them off, they fix it, they fix the issue, they reset the ride, they retest the ride, put it back into operation again. Easy peasy. But yeah, people make something out of nothing really. It's a normal thing. And everyone was safe and safely taken down. Cool. What's my favorite animal at Dreamworld? That's a good question. I do enjoy going down the corroboree. I don't always go down there every visit because it depends on what I'm filming and what I want to cover off. Sometimes I do actually go for a walk through there. even if I'm not filming through there. And when I catch up with like Adrian or Riley or any of the other guys that we hang out with, we usually do go for a walk. It's good fitness, as Dreamworld's such a big park. But it's cool seeing like the massive croc. They got that massive croc in there. What's his name? Is it Goliath? Can't think. Might be. Huge. But that might be my favorite. Look, I definitely like the kangaroos. In the fact that, well, you used to be able to get quite up close to them. The last few times I visited, they're sort of in a resting area where you're not really going to want you to go into. Yeah. So dingoes, those ones there look very, very nice. And I know they do dingo experiences, so interactive experiences. It's an upcharge, and you can get in there with the dingoes. They often walk them around the park. A few times I've actually seen them walking around. I've actually put in the video a few times because it's not something you see every day. So yeah, maybe the dingoes actually. Now that I think about it, although I haven't done the dingo experience, but I did do the tiger feeding experience, and I'd recommend doing that. By the way, it's like $55 or $50, and you go back a house, and I was fortunate. There was only me in the group that day. It was a rainy day. I got a video on it. I think it was about a year ago. No, it might have been about 2 years ago. I actually did this. It was on Tiger Day, World Tiger Day, and because they have like a bucket of food for the tigers, so basically everyone in the group gets a turn at feeding the tiger. But because I was the only one, I fed the tigers lots of food, and I was very fortunate to have the 2 white tigers out there that day. So that was amazing. It was, they're right up at the fence. They're right up there, and you're feeding them in some long tongs, obviously, very long tongs. Yeah, that was really cool, and I'd recommend that. So that was cool. So don't forget, there are different things you can do. SeaWorld has a stack of animal adventures. The penguin Arctic experience. There's lots of things. I think you can do snorkeling. There's a lot of things you can do at SeaWorld and Dreamworld. And at the moment, I don't think Movie World, only the Hollywood Stunt Driver Pit Pass, I think they have there at the moment. I think that might be the only thing they have. I'm waiting for the VIP experience to come back, hopefully one day, because I enjoyed doing it as a guest as well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, so maybe the dingoes for Dreamworld. All right. Okay, I can see you guys sort of commenting amongst yourselves as well on a few things. That's okay. I was just trying to read the comment, so I don't reread your comment. Yeah, as I say, there's a few comments about what 7 News put on there. Riders stuck midair as ride breaks. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's there, and that's why Movie World has and SeaWorld have put out their statement about what actually has happened, because people believe as soon as the ride broke. It didn't break. It actually stopped because a sensor picked up something wasn't right. It stopped the ride. It was supposed to do that. That's a safety mechanism. So it's just one of those things, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, what do we got here? Those 2 characters were missing at the parade today. Harley Quinn and Gizmo. Oh, really? Okay, that's actually, I think one of the days I was there, Harley wasn't in the parade. Gizmo was. And then someone else said that Gizmo wasn't. So, I mean, it could depend on staff situation, whether they can completely staff it all. Because obviously it takes a lot of extra staff to do those events. And if you are there all the time, you do notice that the staff rotate around different roles, obviously, or different character roles. The ones you can see anyway. So, yeah, I suppose there's times where there's going to be an impact for if people are sick or what have you. Yeah, not good. Heath saying his children and himself got stuck on the big red boat today with it raining heavily. So obviously they had an e-stop as well. Yeah, not good when it's raining. But you're safe, and that's the main thing. And the ride did what it's supposed to do. If it picked up an issue, it's supposed to stop. So as long as you're safe, that is the main thing. It's a cool ride though, isn't it? The Big Red Boat ride. It's a powered coaster. If you haven't seen it, it is the latest coaster to open at Dreamworld. It's a family or kids coaster really. It's pretty cool. It's got 2 helixes, and the second one, the bottom, it actually, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I got on-ride POV footage I was allowed to film due to the media launch. So check that video out as well if you want to see me on the ride. I've got footage of facing me and facing Forge as well. Probably like two or three videos back if you jump on and have a look at that one. Haven't taken the family to Dreamworld since the incident. Last time when it was completely run down, you'd notice a massive difference now. There's nothing there that looks like it's run down. They've spent so much money on just upkeep of the park, maintenance, new rides, attractions, and of course, safety. I can tell you too, the entire management team, so from engineering, operations, obviously CEO, GM, electrical, they're all ex-Village Roadshow theme park. So they run at their absolute highest safety standards. So we're talking, there's Australian New Zealand safety standard that you have to meet. That's law. There's a standard. And I know they pretty much run at a higher standard above that. And how they do that is they engage third-party engineers and safety people to do additional checks and reviews on everything, basically. So, and they make recommendations to make them even better. So, the rides they're putting in have all the latest sensors, safety mechanisms in them, and from an internal operations and training and safety perspective, top notch. Completely different park now. And look, I know a lot of people miss the old Dreamworld and the old nostalgia. They are trying to bring that back. Keep in mind, and they do things pretty quick at Dreamworld. They're massive teams working on these projects at once. So they've been able to, put these things up in a really probably a short amount of time. But yeah, there's more stages to come. So if you think about how Dreamworld looked 2 years ago to how it looks now, think about the next 5 years. It's going to be bigger and better again. So yeah, Dreamworld is a wonderful park, awesome for families, and we should all be supporting Dreamworld and definitely get back there if you can. If you can, you'll enjoy it. And they're putting in attractions to cater for everyone. A lot of the older attractions were cool, but they're very costly to run and that kind of thing. So sometimes they can't source parts anymore, or it gets very expensive. So they got to look at everything, from a, operating perspective, financial perspective, and so they can invest more money and put more rides and attractions in to bring more people to the parks. So yeah, Dreamworld will be great if you do get a chance to visit again. Yeah, they've definitely done a lot. If you check out my videos, you'll see heaps of change. Loving the live feeds. Nothing needs to be changed. I do an awesome job. Thank you very much. I appreciate your comments and your support as well. That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed the live feeds. I enjoy doing them. Do you have a shop and hat and a t-shirt? Yeah. So if you head to jaggsjourneysgc.deco-apparel.com, and if you can't remember that, it is, just go to Instagram, or I've got a short video on YouTube as well, and I've got it written on the screen there. There's links and that kind of thing. So I just launched that shop officially on last week. So actually, I'll just jump in and show you very quickly. a couple of images. But yeah, there's two designs. So there's my logo design, and there's also a new design which I've just been recently working on through an external designer. And this is the newest design I've just done. I'm not sure how it's going to show up, actually. It's probably not going to show up very well. Let me see. It's probably going to flare out a bit. Here we go. Let me see. It's probably a bit blurry. So, but anyway, it might be better. So there's the vlogging one. That's just one of the shirts. Yeah, there's hoodies on there. There's t-shirts with the logo and the vlogging design. There's a basic trucker hat with a print logo. There's a bucket hat with a print logo. There's some tote bags, backpack. Again, it's just a print logo. It's done through an apparel company. So there's even infants rompers on there, and there's kids t-shirts as well, and hoodies. So yeah, and again, I've already had sales on there from literally the day I launched it. So thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. I do get a lot of inquiries for merch. I've been selling, actually have been selling merch. I did some stuff I did myself. I mentioned before. I don't do this exact hat. I do a similar looking hat with the embroidered logo on the front, but it's not raised like this one is. It's just a flat one for 25 plus postage. I do the wrist sweatband there for $10. It's embroidered as well. $10 plus postage. For those items, message me on Instagram direct. It's a bank transfer, and then we post it out to you. But all the t-shirts and stuff are now all done through my shop online. So through the jaggsjourneysgc-apparel.com. Check it out. And thanks to those who already have. Which flavor drink today? G-Active. This one is berry. So yeah. What else have we got here? Okay, I think there's a couple of you guys commenting amongst yourselves as well. So I'm just if I'm pausing, it's because I'm reading. I mean, I can mention your comments. We're just talking about the operations. So someone here is saying, or Caleb's saying, honestly, I want to say I prefer the service and operations at Dreamworld. If they shove a hypercoaster in there, they'd be winning for sure. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it, if they had a hypercoaster in Dreamworld? Actually, if you guys check out the podcast that I do with Riley and Adrian, the Theme Park Cartel. If you haven't already seen it or checked it out, so the Theme Park Cartel podcast, it's on Spotify, and actually it's on pretty much all the major streaming platforms, and it's fortnightly now. So again, thanks to everyone who has supported us on that. So because there's three of us, Riley's really really knowledgeable on coasters, like worldwide coasters, which is really cool. So Adrian's got a lot of international theme park news, Disney stuff, Universal and all that. And then myself and collectively we talk about what's happening locally as well. So yeah, and we've had massive, awesome feedback. So check that one out if you get a chance as well. But we do talk about what rides we think should be coming into the parks and what types of coasters and that sort of thing. So yeah, if you want to have a listen to that, it's pretty cool. And if you've got if you listen to the one that we've just put out, we did a thing where we had you guys send in questions on your voice memo. So on your iPhone or your Samsung phone, whatever phone you're using, you should have a voice memo. It's an app, and so we had you guys record yourself asking a question or giving a review. I think we mostly had questions sent in, and then you just email that to the theme park cartel at hotmail.com. And we actually played your voice on the podcast asking the question, and then we answer the question. So we're happy again for you guys to continue to do that as well, by the way. So if you want to do that, again, just tap into that podcast, check it out, and chime in and send in some questions to our email. That would be cool, and we'll play it on there as well. I think the next one we're going to do, which will be next week, we're going to do a full, I guess, wrap up or unpacking of our visits to Hooray for Hollywood and also White Christmas as well, which obviously is a little while ago now, but we'll talk about those two events in a nutshell. That's pretty much going to be the main, I guess, topic, but we'll throw in those questions and things as well. Cool. Okay, sorry, I'm just going through your questions again. We visited Movie World on Friday from Melbourne. Green Lantern was down. Yeah, that's unscheduled. We're not sure. Wild West Falls was down. Was it down for the whole day? Because I know it has been up and down. I'm not sure. DC was down. Okay, that might have been the day that it... was that the day that it had the issue, that ride stoppage? I'm not too sure. And obviously Scooby isn't open. So I guess, like I always say, check the app as far as what rides are operational now. I know that would have said on the app would have said everything's open except for Green Lantern. That's what the app would have said. And obviously on the day, you run down to Wild West, it's not open. Something's happened. And absolutely, it is very disappointing, particularly if you've come from another state or overseas and you can't get back to the park again. Really disappointing. I know sometimes these things are out of their control. Usually they will reopen at points during the day. So you can check the app and go and do something else. However, if they don't reopen and then you've missed out on like 4 or 5 rides and they've just not been open, if you pop into guest services, and just nicely, calmly chat to them. They're really nice people and they're very helpful. I'm not saying they're going to do something differently because I don't work there and I don't know what they do. But I mean, surely if you say, look, I'm coming back in, 6 months' time or what have you, is there something you could do? Or just ask the question. It doesn't hurt to ask the question. Again, I'm not guaranteeing they're going to do something for you. I don't work there, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And of course, if you're asking it in a really nice, calming way rather than an angry way, they'll be probably more inclined to probably do something for you. So I know it's very disappointing. It's happened to us before with other parks as well. You just want to ride that ride and it's down, and it wasn't supposed to be down. Absolutely, yes, and especially when there's like 3 or 4 down, that's I can understand. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing. Enjoyed the wait time videos. Yeah, you did. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. They've taken away the motors on the Surf Rider. I wonder if they are doing electric work now. Yeah, I think. I know the ride operating system is getting replaced on that one, so they might even be changing that. So yeah, they're spending a lot of money on it. I know that for a fact, and it's supposed to be done in such a way that it's going to be a little bit of a different ride experience, more modernized. I guess the operational part of the ride. I'm not technical, but from what I heard, they are replacing most of that ride operational mechanisms, I suppose. So it's going to be exciting to see what that ride experience is like compared to obviously what it used to be like. It's been years since I've ridden it. Geez, probably when it first, not long after it first opened at Wet n Wild, you used to have the water spraying on you, and that stopped years ago. So it was a long time ago. Are you able to help me out and tell me when Whitewater usually closes? Because I booked a holiday in March, hoping it's open. It's open. It'll be open in March. It closes around at the end of April, Whitewater World, and it reopens again, I think mid-September, something like that. So March, it will be definitely open. You will want to check the website though, because it'll probably be on reduced hours. What I mean that is, at the moment it's open pretty much all the time, but once the holidays are finished, it probably will only open weekends. And I don't want to quote here because I haven't got the information in front of me. Maybe Friday, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, check the website, because you get the most current, correct information. I haven't got it open in front of me. I can't check that right this very second. But it should be open. You just need to check the days. If you're there in the weekends, guaranteed you'll be on there. No trouble whatsoever. And the weekend's usually pretty good around that time as well. And definitely the weather's still good. Movie World went a step above with their theming concept for Wizard of Oz on Christmas night. I see it's still cleaning up the mess, the trees. Yes, we had the big tornado, like in the Wizard of Oz. Well, I thought I did see a cow or something in the sky, actually, but no. Yes, we thought we were in the Wizard of Oz movie, didn't we? That tornado wasn't much fun whatsoever at all. I think most people now have power back, which is great. There's still some that don't, but most do, so that's good. What's scarier, the Project Zero or TNT at Gambier World? I would have to say scarier, Project Zero. However, I've mentioned this before. When it was Buzzsaw, I didn't like it at Dreamworld. I rode it probably once or twice maybe, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. Since it's at Gambier World, they've completely again restored and redone that ride. It's themed differently. It's not a scary theme anymore. I think that was part of the thing, was like big blades going around, and whereas now it's like going up to space. I enjoy the ride. It's probably scarier. I mean, it's very different from TNT. I don't think TNT is scary. I think TNT is really fun, and it's a really fun coaster. But definitely I'd say Project Zero. But still do it, because it is an awesome ride. You can check out my video. I've got some on-ride POV footage of TNT and of Project Zero as well, which we filmed last year. So check that one out and you'll be able to see for yourself. I really enjoyed it and I'd recommend it. 17th, schools are back, I think. Yeah, I think it might be. I'm not sure what state that might be. I know Queensland's might be around. Yeah, I think the holiday. I'm not sure the calendar, but maybe the holidays finish on the 17th, and there might be the weekend, and they might be back on the 20th or maybe the 21st. Maybe sometimes they have a teacher-only day on that first day, and then they go back for a couple of days. And then it's Australia Day, more holidays. Anyway, something like that. Is Gold Coast copying weather again? We are south. Yeah, we've had some rain again, mate, and storms forecasted again. Not as severe, but they're actually forecasted for severe today. But where I am, which is near the theme parks, we didn't tend to get severe here. So maybe they didn't come to fruition. But yeah, we're still getting some rain. I think there's some rain here for another couple of days. Thursday is supposed to fine up. Can you still do the ride wait times on the app? Yeah, the app, when you're in park, it will show the ride wait times. Yeah. At Movie World, SeaWorld. Dreamworld, you got to, they have it, some rides have signs posted, like from here, the ride is 45 minutes. Taipan has a digital sign up there. Flyer has a sign on a board out there. Some don't. You got to kind of ask the staff, hey, so like when I went around on the weekend, I had to ask a few people, hey, how long is this ride here? Or I went on a ride and went, okay, that was 40 minutes. Giant Drop was 40 minutes, for example. And I wasn't sure how long I was going to have to wait. But yeah, so and the queue wasn't. So when you go up steps, you walk through the undercover area. The queue was just out to there, and it was about 40 minutes. It wasn't too bad at all. Thanks for posting updates about the parks. No worries. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I'm glad you watch the videos. It helps me out a lot. And by the way, if you are watching the videos and you're not subscribed, it's free to subscribe. I'm sure most of you are probably subscribed. I'm trying to really grow this channel. I really need to hit the 10,000 fast so we can do some big announcement, which you'll need to be subscribed to be a part of. So, yeah, I appreciate everyone who does watch the videos and subscribes to the channel. So, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like the content and the way I present the content. Listen to the latest episode of our podcast today. Greatly enjoyed it. Oh, thanks so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We try to sort of, make it a little bit different and keep the content current and interesting. So again, any feedback is always appreciated as well. I like your thoughts on Trident at SeaWorld. We visited on Tuesday and a breath of wind caused it to not operate. Why build a ride near an ocean that really operates? Yeah, so apparently you're correct, Jason. Trident is affected by wind at certain wind speeds. Actually, Leviathan is as well. I'm not sure of the exact wind speed, but when it reaches a certain wind speed, they can't operate those rides. And obviously, Trident's more affected than the Leviathan. So, yeah, that's it's definitely disappointing. I don't know why they would potentially build a ride affected by wind where it's right on the ocean, essentially. I mean, I know years ago they had a similar ride, like a temporary version put in, and I think that was the test to say, hey, should we put a ride like this in? Keep in mind though, Luna Park Melbourne, they have a very similar ride, if not exact. It might not be exact, but it's a very similar ride. And they are also close to the water there. And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe there's certain brands of that ride that affected more than others. I don't know. It does seem to be affected a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks great. I've been on the ride. I enjoy the ride. It is a great ride, but yeah, it's pretty much a calm day kind of a ride, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know. It is. Yeah, what else? I guess what else do you put there? But yeah, I don't know. They've obviously done a lot of research on it. Maybe it's more than the wind. I don't know. I don't know anything about the technical side of that ride. But yeah, again, it's been down a number of times. I've been there as well due to the wind. So disappointing again. We got, how's it going? I'm good. How are you? Any chance you're coming down to Sydney this year? Most likely. Yeah, most likely. Nothing is locked in as yet, though. We're just watching prices of overseas flights and exchange rates and all that kind of thing, and timing, seasons. Also what's open over in other parks and in Australia and also in other parts of the world. Again, we don't want to fly to America and look forward to a certain ride and it's shut as well. So it's all about timing. But yeah, hopefully we will get back down there for sure. Do you think there will ever be a Dreamworld app? Look, no doubt. They're probably looking at it or working on something because, I mean, I don't know what goes into this. I can imagine there'd be a bit of cost involved, but it is good. And using the app, and especially for ride wait times and all that, there'd be a heck of a lot of, behind the scenes infrastructure that would have to go in to put an app together, no doubt. So, yeah, I'm sure they're probably looking at it. I mean, they might not be, but I'm sure they probably are. So yeah, hopefully they will put out an app at some point. Hey Ree, how are you? Thanks for jumping on to the live stream tonight. Victoria schools go back on the 29th, and New South Wales goes back on the 6th of February. Oh, there you go. So it'll be a little bit quieter because Queensland goes back that week of Australia Day, the last week of January, but there'll still be some other people around, other states. So still be a little bit busy. I try to keep an eye out for you at Gold Nova. Yep, I usually try and go. Opening day. Now, what I mean by that was the Saturday. I know last few years opening days being the Fridays, but I know the Brisbane one they didn't have a Friday; it was just Saturday, Sunday. But I always go on Saturday because I work during the week, so it's always going to be a Saturday, just like my YouTube. It's always on the weekends. Okay, I heard the opposite regarding Scooby. Not much happening internally yet at all. Okay, well, I heard from. I mean, I only hear from. There's someone internal that told me that internal. So I don't know. Maybe someone's version of not much versus what's happening could be different. I don't know. I haven't seen it or been in there myself, so who knows? It could be a mixture of both. Yeah, I don't know, but hopefully there's a stack of work going on in there. It's probably stuff that's like if you and I were to walk in, we probably wouldn't notice much, but it might be all the electronics or the control systems, maybe that sort of thing is happening. That's not so visual, maybe. Again, I don't know because we can't see, we can't get in there. We'll wait and see. 10 kilometers for the lightning. Yeah, that's right. It's 10 kilometers radius. If there's lightning within 10 kilometers of the theme parks, they shut the outdoor rides. Park's been super busy. Guest services at Movie World's always helped me because I have a companion card and I can't wait in lines too long. Yep. And I get a wristband, so I don't have to wait in the lines. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guest services, they're very, very helpful. If you've got any questions, concerns, suggestions, definitely check out guest services at all the parks. They all have really helpful staff in them as well. So that's good to hear as well. I waited 2 hours in the single rider queue on the Wild West Falls on the 3rd of this month, and it was worth it. Probably because it was really hot, right? I'm sure. 2 hours, yeah. We've waited definitely up to 2 hours as well at times gone by. It is an awesome ride, definitely. Whitewater World is open. Here we go. Friday, Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, there we go. Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. 10:30 till 5 on a Friday and 10 till 5 Saturdays, Sundays. So that was from Baden. So thank you, mate, for putting that info on there as well. And as he's mentioned as well, every day to the end of January. So like we were saying before, it's open every day at the moment. Once the end of January comes, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So thanks, mate, for checking that out. That's awesome. Going to say goodbye. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you jumping on. Always appreciate your support. Hey, Jaggs, I ordered a hat and a top. Can't wait to get it. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. It's amazing how Dreamworld has improved so much. Honestly, I thought after the RAF incident was all over. Yeah, look, again, brand new management team, new direction, new safety standards, complete overhaul. I see Dreamworld as like a massive, massive cruise ship, right? Or massive ship. All right. So to turn that ship around takes many, 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 many turns of that wheel. So like Dreamworld, they can't just change it exactly in a day. It's got to take many, many, many different things to turn that park to where they want it to be. And I'll tell you what, they're already probably over halfway there, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, it's definitely an awesome park, and they've done heaps of amazing things to it, which is awesome. Stephen from America, thank you again for jumping on nice and early in the morning over there. I appreciate your support as well. Move Trident and put in another highly themed dark ride. Absolutely. We'd love to see something like the Bermuda Triangle come back to SeaWorld, which I'm not sure if you ever had the chance to get over here and experience that back in the 90s or 80s, 90s, 2000s. It was amazing. It's such an amazing ride. And technology for then was also advanced, I think. But yeah, that would be cool. What do you think of the Dreamworld Ride Express? To be honest, I actually haven't used it personally, so I can't really comment specifically on it. But if you've got some comments about it, feel free to put it in there and I'll read it out if you've used it and if it's good or what have you. But they definitely have Ride Express available if you need it on the busy days. When is Wizard of Oz Land opening? So, how are you, Kobe? Thanks again, Kobe, for your ongoing support and for the live feeds and for the channel. It's always good chatting to you and appreciate your comments. So there's no date actually announced specifically other than the end of 2024. So this year, it'll be the end of the year, though. So if it's my guess, it'll be either maybe early to mid-December or maybe even Boxing Day, but probably a little bit before then. I would think they'd want to do like a soft open. Now that, as far as we know, a stack of work's gone on with the footings and everything, once we start to see all the coaster supports go up and track, it's really just theming and yeah, I guess putting the ride vehicles on and all the testing and training they got to do. So hopefully that'll all be on track and hopefully there won't be any delays. At this stage, that's all we know for now. If they come out and say 2025, hopefully not. If that happens, obviously, as soon as we hear that, we'll let you guys know as well. And you waited for 2 hours for Scooby-Doo. It was really worth it, though. Yeah, I've waited also in different times around that 2 hour mark. But it is such a good ride, isn't it? It is such a good ride. And I think hopefully when it reopens, it's been improved in such a way that it's a better ride experience. I think that's their aim. Hope you're well, Jaggs. Been watching the last 2-ish years. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Joey. I appreciate you watching for that amount of time and supporting my channel. I really appreciate that. Opening out. Oh, thanks, Baden. Yeah, 10 to 5 every day at the moment for White Water World. We were just talking about that before. So White Water World is open every day from 10 to 5. After January, it'll only be open Friday, Saturday, Sundays until April, end of April. Then it will close. Seasonal park, closed for a few months until September. How long do I normally stay at the theme parks during your vlog sessions? So it depends on what I'm actually covering off. And sometimes I catch up with some of my friends there as well, and we'll hang out, we'll have lunch. We always try and spend money at the parks, obviously, because being an annual pass holder, we pay for the annual pass, but then we do like to support them with food, drinks, photos, merch. We also buy stuff like that on our visits. So it depends on what we're filming. So, for example, Hooray for Hollywood, I was there from open till close because I had to make sure I filmed every single show. It covered off I think I missed a couple of characters. I don't think apart from in the parade, but I didn't get to see Foghorn personally. Might have been Marvin, might have been the other one, but generally speaking, usually I'll get in there at opening, so 10 o'clock or 9:30 if it's Movie World or SeaWorld, usually around that 10 o'clock mark, and usually try and get out of there by about 2 or 3. It depends again what I'm covering off. if I'm just doing a general update or full park update, or if it's something specific, some things take longer than others. Also, sometimes I might do 2 parks in one day, sometimes 3, because I try and film a lot of content. Keep in mind, I've said this many times, I work full time during the week, so I got to film a few other things that I can upload during the week, which we schedule out throughout the week on our other platforms and things. So it just depends what's going on, but generally 3/4 of a day on a Saturday, and I edit Saturday night, Sunday, or Sunday. Have been enjoying your content, keeping us updated to all things theme parks. The Oliver family, thank you very much. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Thanks heaps, and thanks for coming onto the live chat as well. Kobe's saying, you think there will be a show area in the Wizard of Oz land? That's a good question. I don't know. I know the characters, from what I hear, will be frequently in the area, so there'll no doubt be a photo opportunity piece to that in that area. I know that the store, the retail store for Wizard of Oz, won't be in the area. It's going to be in that new store that just opened up in the old photo center location. So they're going to change the front half of that out to Wizard of Oz once that part opens. The back half will be just the Looney Tune merch. But as far as the show area down there, that's a really good question, and I'm not sure of the answer to that. I haven't heard anything, because obviously currently Dorothy will sing in Main Street, and from time to time they have had in the past, I haven't seen it for a little while, the full Wizard of Oz do a song down Main Street as well, which I'm sure you've probably seen as well. I guess the risk is, if they just had it in that land, would there be enough people in there to watch that at the time? You'd want to think so and hope so. I'm not sure. So I don't know how they're going to do the entertainment side of that, but I do know they'll have the characters in the land. It makes sense, right? That's where they belong. So yeah, that's a good question, and maybe something we'll keep our eyes open for, Kobe, and we'll see if we find any announcements on shows in the future. Probably won't find that information out though until closer to opening, or maybe at opening even, and at which time we'll provide you guys with an update of the area and the rides and whatever else is happening in there. So good question though, very good question. I think Dreamworld Rivertown will open on Dreamworld's birthday because of a lot of rides have already. Yes, indeed, quite right there. Yeah, that's probably quite true. They probably will align to that if everything else aligns as far as completion and weather impacts. Obviously, that is going to impact things as well. Well, we'll keep our eyes open on the opening dates for Rivertown. We'll obviously keep you guys updated with regular updates of the progress and construction. A lot of you guys are keen to see that kind of thing. So usually we'll do some kind of update on our during the video. So, for example, my latest Dreamworld video that I just launched last night on YouTube, make sure you check it out if you haven't already. There is a Rivertown update in that video as well. I usually will always pop that in there as well. Rather than just a whole, at the moment it's a piece of dirt and some metal rocks and things, so there's not really much to see right now. But obviously over the next coming months it's going to change a lot and fast, so there'll be a lot to show you guys. Thanks for your tip on the Dreamworld night markets. We had a great time, top food options, and went on the new Dreamworld flyer as well, and has seen the impressive lights on it. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for you checking out the Dreamworld night markets. It is good at night, isn't it? And it's a bit of a different ride experience at night too. So, yeah. And if you're a pass holder, an annual Dreamworld annual pass holder, it doesn't cost you anything to ride the Dreamworld flyer, as it doesn't during the day as well, and the Dodgems. So even though Dreamworld night markets are a separate event, it is free. It's free to get in for annual pass holders. Friday, Saturday nights, 5 to 9. You have to show your pass, and they give you a wrist. Currently, how they do it is they give you a wristband if you're a pass holder. So if you get a wristband on, then you just go on the ride. If you're not a pass holder, so obviously you pay $2 to get in. unless you've been at Dreamworld during the day on that day, you just stay carrying on there, and there's no extra fee to get in. But so if you're not a pass holder, you can ride the flyer for $10, or you can ride the seabed. Sorry, the Dodgems. You can ride the Dodgems for $10 as well. But if you want to ride both the Dodgems and the flyer, they're doing a special for $15. You can ride both of those for $15 if you're not an annual pass holder. Otherwise, if you're a pass holder, free. So yeah, no worries. I'm glad you enjoyed the markets, and I got to say, my go-to, and it's good to have different foods. And I have tried lots of different foods, by the way. I don't just always stick to the one thing, but I do love the Yumpling dumplings. I've got to say, it is voted Gold Coast best dumplings, and I would definitely have to agree. Even if I get something else, I usually will go and get dumplings as well because they're so good. And you got to have the special sauce that they just say, I want the special one. Tell them Jaggs Journeys. Actually, that's a good thing. Go to Yumpling Dumplings. Tell them Jaggs Journeys said I got to try your Yumpling dumplings, and I do have one of my stickers up in their van, so you'll be able to see at the back. They got one of my stickers there. Also, the kebab and the pied is also one of my favorites as well. Oh, so good, so good. But again, there's plenty of food choices and lots of regular ones. I could mention plenty others that I regularly will try and eat as well. But yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And always follow them on follow them on Facebook, Dreamworld Night Market. They always tell you what's coming up. So what food vans are coming in, what entertainment's going on, what movies they're playing. It's really cool. It's a good night out. It's chilled. It's relaxed, and for $2 or free if you're a pass holder, it's pretty cool. Well, we go down pretty often actually. It's a pretty reasonable, couple of hours out. It's good. I saw you last year at Movie World on the DC superheroes and villains, and my brightness and happy days, and the sticker you gave us. I saw you last year at Movie World on the DC superheroes and villains with my brightness and happy days, and the sticker you gave us. And the sticker, I'm going to Wet and Wild tomorrow. Well, thank you very much. I enjoy meeting you guys. If you do see me in the parks, come up to me and say hi. I'm happy to stop and say hi. If you don't come up to me, I don't necessarily know you're looking at me because I'm filming. I'm in my head. I'm going, right, I got to go here next. I'm doing this next. And I don't assume everyone knows who I am, obviously, anyway. But if you see me and you want to say hi, just come up and say hi. I'm happy to, if you want to take a photo, just ask. We're happy to always take photos of people. Just tag us on Instagram if you would like to. And if you come and say hi, you get a sticker for saying hi as well. But yeah, always come say hi. Always make the time to stop and talk to everyone. And unless I just genuinely didn't know you were standing there, if you haven't said anything to me, I'm not gonna know or notice. So come up and say, hey, Jaggs, or hey, Shane, whichever you want to say, that's fine. And we'll stop and say hi. No problem at all. Was been watching some of your old Steel Taipan updates. Yeah, cool. There's been a fair bit on there. When that was being built, that progressed so fast that literally there was a video every week. So that was awesome. Thank you for watching that. Hey, Jaggs just moved from America. Any video ideas for a speculation map for Fright Nights? Any video ideas for a speculation map for Fright Nights? I'm not 100% sure what you specifically want to know. Pat, feel free to message me on Instagram. I'll answer your questions. So I always answer Instagram and anyone who reaches out. And by the way, if you have messaged and I haven't replied, I do get really busy during the week. So obviously I have a full-time job. So sometimes I won't reply till the night. Most of the time it's nighttime or the weekends. And also the weekends, if I'm filming at the parks, I don't always get time to check like all the time. But I will always usually get back to you. If I haven't got back to you in a couple of days, just the message again, because sometimes I get so many through that and I do try and go back through them and check if I've read. But yeah, again, I get a lot, so I do try and reply to everyone. But yeah, just send me some what you're asking for, Pat, and I'll do my best to get back to you and get the info that you're after there. Cool. Have I done a video on Dracula's new show? No, I haven't. I haven't been to Dracula's for a little while. There's probably a reason why. And look, I probably will potentially. The thing is, this channel is for families, so not just families, but what I mean is, if you've got young kids, they can watch my videos. There's nothing on my channel that's going to offend anyone, to the best of my knowledge. If there is, let me know. But I try to just make this, a channel for everyone. Dracula's awesome place. Like, they do an amazing job. Like, it's amazing establishment. The food's really good. The entertainment's amazing, and they're always changing it up as well. But also the thing with their entertainment is it's pretty much 18 plus. So maybe not all of it, but there's a big chunk of their show that's 18 plus. Not appropriate for my channel specifically. I don't know how they feel about filming inside there. I know I have watched a few Draculas. There are vloggers that have been in there and filmed. So look, it is definitely something that's on my agenda. I have done Australian Outback Spectacular. So if you're thinking about attending Australian Outback Spectacular, don't know what it's all about, if you go back on my channel, there's a video there on that as well. So you'll be able to have a good look at that. And it covers off everything. So Dracula's, again, it costs me money to go. So as anytime you feel like buying me a coffee, again, that's not just for coffee. It helps fund my channel. So doing things like that to provide more content is how it helps me out a lot. That's why I always say buying me coffees really helps support my channel. And that's because it doesn't just go to coffee. It helps fund anything extra. If we go to Melbourne and buy world, we've got to pay for all that stuff. Nothing's given to us at no cost. So we're going to pay for it all. So yeah, we appreciate anyone who does buy us coffees or buy me coffees and regularly buys coffees. A lot of people buy multiple coffees as well, and I genuinely appreciate the support. It's incredible and amazing, and I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, definitely on the agenda. I'd have to be a bit careful what is actually filmed. And I'm not the type of person that will just film the whole entire thing anyway and put that on there. That's not what I would do. It's not what I do on my channel. I try and just, make it a bit more sort of bits and pieces, so get a good feel for it, but doesn't ruin it for anyone and that kind of thing. It's like when I get permission to film in the mazes at Fright Nights. And again, every year I have to seek that permission. And we don't just film it in its entirety. We do film it to a point where it doesn't spoil everything. So, and we mix it up a bit, obviously, the way when I edit. So yeah, possibly. I have a board of things I'm covering off, and it is on there. It's just because again, when there's so much going on with the theme parks, which is probably 90% of my content, it keeps me busy, and I work full time. So during the week, so I got to squeeze everything in the weekend. Editing takes hours and hours and hours. Those of you that have done editing before or do it now would know that it's, the video just doesn't happen. It just doesn't get put together quickly. A lot goes into it, even though not my videos aren't the best videos out there. They take a lot of time to do. They take a good probably 5 hours, 6 hours, depending on the length of the video, of course, and what goes into it. I've got to make it make sense. And I've got to watch it myself and go, would I enjoy it? Would I like this? Sometimes I change a lot of stuff. I go, no, I didn't like that. I didn't like the music I chose, so I'm going to change it up. And then I ask my family, and then they go, "No, that was rubbish." So I got to change it again. So, you know, yeah, it can take a bit of time. Anyway, moving on. Hey, Jordan, thanks again for jumping on, mate. Always good catching up. They had the full Oz show during the previous Hooray for Hollywood. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, absolutely right. I'm pretty sure I had that, yeah, on last year's video. But yeah, they didn't do that this year. They just had Dorothy, just as normal. Now I thought maybe, because obviously, as we know, the tornado went through. It was shut for a day or so, and things weren't all probably running from day one as it should have been, i.e., like the Marvin the Martian 3D. That didn't start till only, I think it was recently, a few days ago maybe. Whereas that should have been on, it was previously advertised as being on from the start. So obviously, because they couldn't load it in time, because they had other things to attend to, fixing up the park. Maybe I thought maybe they didn't have, maybe they couldn't put on all the shows. You know, I haven't been back for a second visit, and I do intend to go back for a second visit, and just to see if there is any differences. But I know you're pretty regular at the parks too, so yeah. Unless someone's been today and can say that all the Wizard of Oz have been out on the street doing their singing and dance act, but I think you're right, Jordan. I don't think it's coming back this year yet. So possibly not, which is a shame because it's awesome. It's a pop-up show and it's quick, but it's awesome to see them all doing that act. It's awesome. It's Wizard of Oz is amazing. It's timeless. Yeah, the tornado threw a spanner in the works for everything, including Rivertown construction. Yeah, so on my Dreamworld video that I just put out last night, I did, as I mentioned, put a little section in there about Rivertown update. Usually, if you see a Dreamworld video from me, I'll pretty much always have a Rivertown update in that video. And yeah, it looked like there's a few trees down in there, and there's water everywhere, and fences or temporary fences down, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's the thing. There could be impacts on construction from weather events. So that could potentially happen. How's the weather, Kobe? Yep, thanks, mate. The weather, so it's settled more now than it was, but we've had still more rain in the last couple of days, and I think again the next couple of days, Thursday is supposed to fine up. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy here in Gold Coast, or probably southeast Queensland. Actually, there's a lot of areas that have been impacted, and a lot of houses have sustained a lot of damage, fences. I've said it before that the tree, I couldn't believe, like, you know, when there's strong winds, trees snap, branches come off. But when I went out there next morning and saw trees, like not just here and there, like everywhere, streets covered in trees, but the trees were pulled out of the ground and dumped and broken. They weren't just snapped; they were pulled out of the ground with the whole ground and grass still around the base of it. Like the wind did that. You know, you could not believe how that looked. Incredible. And obviously fences down. Some houses had the roofs off. Yeah, it was a tornado. It was a category 2 tornado that ripped through from Tamborine Mountain. Poor people up there is really devastated up there. Lost a lot of homes. Power system got destroyed up there. Really in a bad way. And then they had the flooding on the New Year's up there. It's like everywhere, but up there was impacted badly too. Really terrible. And unfortunately, there was some lives lost along from the weather system. So, you know, it was bad. I mean, fortunately for me and probably a lot of other people, we only had some minimal property damage, the fences and just debris, which stuff we could fix up in a day. But we had no power for about 5, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 days. We had no power. We had no phone signals. We only work off mobiles. We don't have home phones. And we had no internet. So that was inconvenient. We lost a lot of food, like most people, lost all the food in the freezers, the fridges and freezers. And we also had power surge damage to a couple of our fridges and freezers as well. So, but compared to some people, that's nothing. So it's nothing for me to complain about. It's just devastating, for everything. But geez, I tell you what, and I know it's been on the news now, but the SES and Energex, emergency services, council, all those people that are, and not just them, and also all the arborists that came down from Brisbane, like it was to try and get rid of the fallen trees, and even just locals who had chainsaws were going around just helping. Like it was incredible to see. Massive cleanup operation, and it's still going on. Like you're still driving around, there's still trees down everywhere. It's not over yet. Like it's taking a long time, and it will take a long time. But yeah, appreciate you asking how everything's going. So still a little bit more to go, I think. Jordan saying, I second the Yumpling dumplings. I usually get them and something else. Yeah, I think it's definitely, I'm the same, mate. You get something else, but then you just got to get the dumplings. You just have to. And they do awesome frozen take-home packs as well. And I tell you what, it's so easy. You put the frozen dumplings in the boiling water, and once they float, they're ready. Simple. So, yeah, again, Yumpling dumplings. I mean, there's many. I'm not just saying they're the only one to go to. All the food options there that come and go are always really good. And, there's the New Zealand foods. One that's always there as well. If you're into hangi, they do an awesome job as well. So there's lots of options. There's Mexican, yeah, check it out. Dreamwood night markets, but yeah, if you think I'm not going to get dumplings, I'm going to get something else, grab some dumplings as well. you won't regret it. You won't regret it. Anyway, moving on. I just find where I'm up to. Thanks for your podcast. I do lots of driving in Queensland and enjoy listening to the podcast while I'm driving. Thanks, Dean. I appreciate that. And I'm sure Riley and Adrian appreciate that as well. It's something new we've started. I think we're up to episode, I think the last one was episode 4 or 5, I think. 4, I think. But we're doing fortnightly now. And we're trying to change it up every time as well. It won't always just be the same sort of format. Much like this, we're just chatting. You guys asking questions. We're chatting, which is awesome. Updating you guys on a few things. And, bit of fun. So I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate listening to the podcast as well. And obviously appreciate you guys checking out the YouTube videos that I put out every week. And obviously there's other content on social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok as well. And obviously there's plenty of other content creators out there also on those same platforms who are regularly at the parks as well and also providing awesome content as well. So plenty of choice out there, and definitely appreciate the support. Okay, we got John Stone. I'm back. I went out for dinner. Yeah, so we've been going for an hour and 43 minutes. So you've had time to go out and have dinner and come back. That's awesome. And what did you have for dinner? You're out in Singapore, right? What's happening with Village Roadshows, theme parks this year? Okay, so essentially Movie World's probably the most things are happening. The Flash, Intamin Shuttle Coaster, which was the Surf Rider, relocated to the Superman footprint or ride envelope. Opening 2024. It was April. It's been changed. I'm thinking June, July holidays. I could be wrong. Could be September. It could be December. But I'm thinking if it's not April, it would have to be June, July. By the look of how it's progressing. Obviously, the biggest thing there is the Wizard of Oz precinct in area with 3 coasters. Well, essentially it's 2 coasters, but one of the coasters is a dueling boomerang coaster. So there's 3 coasters. The other one's a suspended Intamin, same as the TNT at Gumbaya World. There's other ones the same around the world as well. If you have a look at Gumbaya, if you look at I've actually got it on a video, Gumbaya World Victoria, and got on-ride POV of that TNT coaster. And it's a good family coaster. It's an enjoyable ride. It's fun. So that's going to be exciting. And I'll be able to ride it too. There's no weight restriction like there is at Dreamworld on the Kenny's Forest Flyer. I think the 90 kilo is the maximum weight for that one. I'm a bit more than 90 kilo, so I can't ride that one anymore. But yeah, so it's going to be good. And the way they're going to theme the area, it's going to be immersive. It's going to be amazing. So, if we're talking this year, that's probably the biggest things that are happening for Village Roadshow theme parks. I know Wet n Wild's getting, I think they're removing a couple of slides, the older slides, this year. They're getting retired or changed out. So what else? SeaWorld. I haven't really heard of what's really new or coming soon to SeaWorld. The only thing they've really been doing is the landscaping and the pathway between the plaza or Ray Reef down to the Storm Coaster for ease of access, which is going to be amazing. And is it actually, I wonder if it's open. Has anyone been to SeaWorld today or on the weekend? Is that pathway open yet? It looked like it was ready to be opened, but it wasn't open. So I'm not sure. There is a space where the old Flume load-unload station was. It's been filled in. It's still nothing's happening on that site. It looks like they could be putting something there. Not sure if it would fit. It probably would fit a small ride, but what, we don't know. So I can't really, there's nothing really on the cards here for SeaWorld. And then obviously in Movie World, there's that where they knocked down the Tweety Hut, or the old retail Tweety store in the WB Kids area. It's all cordoned off, and that area has been untouched for some months now, quite some months. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. Hopefully this year we will see something happen with that. There's the hotel as well. I'm not sure when they're due to start that, or if that's in fact still 100% going ahead. I think it is, but I'm not sure what they're working through. Hopefully that'll be started this year. Scooby is next year. Unless someone else has got something I've missed, I may have missed something else, but I think from a Village Roadshow perspective, it's probably the main things really. Jordan saying you can film inside. I think we're talking about Dracula's. I think no restrictions last time I visited, but yeah, can understand about not wanting to have a non-family friendly video on this channel. Yeah, Dracula's. Yeah. Because I have seen some videos of people filming inside, so they obviously don't mind it. But yeah, I could, I'll just have to edit it around the content essentially, which I usually do anyway. So that's good to know. Thanks, Jordan, for mentioning that. Definitely worth coming. It's been a couple of years. Oh, actually, it's probably been 3 or 4. Actually, no, it's probably been longer. It's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've been to Dracula's. So definitely due for a visit. Let me see. Okay. Harry's saying he's uploaded the full Outback Spectacular show on his channel. Cool. I meant to say my brothers. We were talking at the exit. Really happy on the day I missed Shepherd. Okay, so someone I've met at the park. Yep, and Shepherd was great, wasn't it? They did an amazing job with the shows that they had music on main, and now they're in America, on to bigger and better things. So Shepherd are awesome, and it was so good that they had him at Movie World. They sounded a good thing with them because obviously the type of group that they are or band that they are, they sounded the same as you hear them on the radio, and I love that. When you hear someone live, it's something worse than when your favorite artist and you go and see them in live and they sound nothing like it. But Shepherd sound exactly the same as what you get on the radio or streaming, which is awesome. So that was so good, and they really did a great show. They're really awesome performers as well, as well as singers. Obviously, they're amazing performers. So yeah, that was really cool. Okay, Aiden's saying Green Lantern is finally back open now. So maybe it must have been open today, was it? That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So hopefully it stays open. Did you see the old movie world memorabilia from the 90s at the Hooray for Hollywood? Yeah, absolutely. In the Rick's Cafe American. You can't go up close to it, but you can have a look up on the mezzanine and see some different pieces in there. They did put some pieces up there at the start of the White Christmas from the river Looney Tune River Ride, but there's some other pieces up there from around the parks, which they've located, which they probably thought were lost, but they've located and displayed up there. So it is pretty cool. I reckon that needs to go somewhere more prominent in park that obviously can't be touched or taken. I think, yeah, it's good for now, but it's if you're not going in there, you'll never see it or even know about it. So I think if anyone from Movie World's on here listening, I would it'd be great if some of those pieces could be put somewhere. Look, maybe the old Stars restaurant at the front there, which is, they opened for a White Christmas. The decorating was in there. You could possibly open up and have like a walkthrough in there. I guess maybe have perspex up and have it behind it or something. I don't know. It'd be cool to see. I think people enjoy looking at that and maybe having some bits of information about the pieces as well. Just an idea, suggestion, where more people can see it. And I think it's something that it needs to be more visible and rather than hidden away. So, yeah, definitely cool. Writer saying the Wild West Falls, the statue of Daffy Duck used to be on top of the Roxy. That used to be on top of the Roxy Theatre back in the days, around near the mud pits and falling rocks area of the ride. That's good. Good spotting. So if next time you're on Wild West Falls, check out the Daffy Duck at the mud pit and falling rocks area of the Wild West Falls ride. Check it out. John Stone. Is it Johnston? John Stone? Sorry if I got that wrong. I think it's John Stone. At Universal Studios, they had a roller coaster that sped up when it started. It sped up when it started. If you could imagine if that happened on the DC Rivals, imagine how fast and terrifying it would be. I see you're talking about a launch coaster, possibly. Yep. I still think though, DC Rivals Hypercoaster for a chain lift is quite fast. It's one of the faster ones I've been on. Like a lot of them are very slow. That's quite fast for that style. It's not a launch one, obviously, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? If it launched up like that, absolutely, that would be cool. Have I done a video on time zone? Yeah, absolutely. There's a few videos on my channel for time zones. Just scroll back through. You'll find them on there. Check them out. The show schedules were finalized prior to the storm from speaking to the staff. Okay, for Movie World. So, yeah, if they've been finalized before then and it's not on there, then I don't think we're going to see the Wizard of Oz full show for this year's event, which is disappointing. But anyway, there's obviously reasons behind that. So thanks, mate, for letting us know about that. I've been watching your videos for over a year and thought I was subscribed, but I just realized I wasn't. So too, for people watching to check if they're subscribed. I am now. Sorry. Don't be sorry. Thank you, though. I really appreciate you subscribing. That's the thing. A lot of people watch a lot of channels and a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube, myself included. And, yeah, I get it. Not everyone subscribes to everyone. And like, we're the same. But if you regularly if you're sort of watching the videos, if you find you're watching more than one episode, you're watching another one, might as well subscribe. It is free. There's no cost involved whatsoever. By being subscribed, it helps me out a lot. It helps the channel grow. And that's what we want. We want to help grow the channel. And the funny thing is, about 20% of my, and this isn't just me though. This is a pretty common YouTube stat. Around 20 to 30% of your viewers are only that amount are subscribed. So a good 70 to 80% actually don't subscribe. They watch your videos, but they don't subscribe. And some people, I get it too. So some people use someone else's account in their family, and maybe they won't subscribe for a reason, or they don't have a YouTube account. You can still watch YouTube, but if you don't have an account, you need an account to subscribe. But it's free to sign up. So yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned that, and thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's free. So spread the word. Subscribe to Jaggs Journeys, and yeah, we have weekly videos, theme parks, attractions, events. Most of the content's theme parks. We do often do other attractions. There'll be Supernova Comic Cons on there as well. Predominantly theme park based. And yeah, we do try to travel every year. We try and get to a few different parks as well. So just to keep it, something different on there as well. And by the way, if you do want to see some international content from Jaggs Journeys, from me, let me know. Send me a comment on Instagram or on this video, on this live, even if you're watching it later. Because, we do, as a family, we do plan on traveling to have a holiday. And part of that, we're theme park enthusiasts, so we will be going to theme parks. And no doubt we will be, obviously, providing videos as well. But it'd be good to know, as most of you probably would know, I'm more into themed rides. Like, I love coasters and I love flat rides, dark rides, but themed dark rides are probably my favorite. Water rides, I love water rides. So, we probably wouldn't be the type of people that would visit the parks that just have roller coasters. I mean, we could, and I've been to Magic Mountain, Six Flags, but I guess we like rides that everyone can ride as well. Not everyone loves coasters. I love coasters, but from a ride perspective, I love riding all sorts of different rides, and anything themed well, I enjoy. So you'd probably see us at more of the the Disney's, Universals, the Knott's Berry Farms, but not just them. There are other attractions and theme parks around the world that we do intend on going to. Again, it's just time and it's money, so you got to have both. And but anyway, let me know where you want to see us go, because the more people that say yes, we want to see this content, well, then something we can work towards. And if you want to help us get there, we've got the Buy Me a Coffee app, and a lot of you guys have been very generous on that, and it does help support the channel and help us do these extra things and provide additional content. So thanks heaps again, and appreciate everyone's support. Jordan saying the only change they made to the Hooray for Hollywood was the Marvin the Martian 3D. That's right. And yeah, Austin Powers, yeah. So he was there the second day I was there, but I don't think he was advertised. I think you're right. Yeah, that's right. Initially. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? What they start off with and what they end up with. Day one is always different from day 5, I guess. Where would I time travel to? Good question. I guess that'd be back in time. Ooh, back in time. Opening day of Disneyland Anaheim, the original Disneyland opening day. I would love to go back to be there for that day. That'd be amazing. That's where I would go. Where would you go? Again, thanks for everyone who's saying hi and hello and all that. I appreciate everyone who's jumping onto the live tonight, taking time out of your night. We've been going nearly 2 hours, so we're going to try and probably wrap it up very, very soon. There's a few more questions on there. Is the Green Lantern roller coaster at Movie World fast? I wouldn't say it's a fast coaster. I haven't got the ride stats in front of me at this minute. But it has the steepest drop in the Southern Hemisphere. It's got some pretty awesome turns on there, and it does go upside down. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's fast. I mean, the first drop's feels pretty fast, but it's not fast. Wouldn't be a fast coaster. I'm sick of seeing the media clickbaiting the ride closures at the parks recently. Yeah, I agree 100%. Rides are doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah, we touched on that at the beginning. You're 100% correct there, Aiden. It's just a normal thing that gets blown out of proportion, and it's disappointing and it's unfortunate. But you're right. The rides are doing what they're supposed to do, and they have a whole lot of safety built into them. It's unfortunate when you're on it and you have to get off it. Most of us have been on rides. They've had ride stoppages, I'm sure. It's normal. But they love a good story, particularly during holiday season. Families stuck, I mean, they weren't stuck. It stopped, and the staff got them off safely, as they do. Anyway, you like my comment on the so Harry likes my comment on the podcast. So we had a comment come through from Matt from Midi Theme Parks. He said, Shane, Riley, Adrian, how did you get into the theme parks? I said, personally, through the front gate. So obviously it was a joke, but yeah. So I'm glad you like that. Ryder saying he has a bit more confidence now to go on Superman Escape very soon. So he hasn't been on it yet. He's holding back on it at the moment. Mate, you'll know when the time is right. Yeah, if you're not feeling confident to go on it, just wait until you feel a bit more confident. The good thing about Superman, it starts off like as a dark ride, and it's really cool, like to go through the beginning part of it, and then when it launches, it's exhilarating, it's amazing. It's a quick ride though, so it's all over before you know it. And if you watch when that ride goes around, and as soon as if you stand there and watch as it stops, and when it stops on that decline, everyone's still screaming, laughing, because it's just like, wow, it's just happened, and it's just all over so fast, and it's exhilarating and amazing. It is a cool ride. It's a short ride, but it's a really cool ride. So, yeah, you'll know the time's right to ride it, but you'll love it. You will absolutely love Superman when you go on it. Did you go on the Looney Tunes boat ride when it was running? And why they closed it? I went on it a few times, and it was one of the best rides at Movie World at the time. 100%. I went on that ride so many times. It was definitely one of my favorite rides as well. Absolutely loved it. It was so good. I think, and I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but I think essentially, because being a water ride, I think it rusted to a point where they couldn't fix it anymore, or wasn't cost effective to fix. I could be wrong with that, but being a water ride, I think it was just an ongoing. Every time they did the maintenance, it was probably more things to fix, and rust probably had a bit to do with it. Being a water ride, now I could be completely wrong on that, but from what I heard, again, I'm only hearing third-hand information, so I think it can just come to that. I mean, wouldn't it have been great if it just got to a point where they said, hey, we just need to retheme it? Wouldn't it have been great if they had to put a Willy Wonka themed Chocolate Factory ride through there? Just change out the props. You already got the river. That would have been amazing if they could have done Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory ride. Timeless. But anyway, I think it was a more structural thing. And look, they did a great job of driving town. Like it looks amazing, and the miniature movie world is incredible. It's detailed and it looks the same. But yeah, you can't beat a dark water ride. So, and that space is massive. So like that space that you see wasn't the entire ride. That building behind there, it's probably only maybe half the space, maybe even not even half. So yeah, it was a massive space. They're using the back to store, I think, floats and things, and maybe some of the engineering stuff. And behind there, thoughts on Vortex at SeaWorld being closed? Yeah, the 2 recent ride stoppages at VRTP, Trident and Vortex. Yeah, so we don't know when that's going to reopen. There's no reopening date on their app yet. So disappointing. It's peak season, and one of the key rides is down. And then when obviously Trident has to stop due to wind. Yeah, so 2 out of the 3 Atlantis area rides down, and well, 1 down and 1's up and down, literally up and down. But yeah, it's very disappointing. Keep in mind though, it would be massively disappointing for Village Roadshow too. They don't want to have a ride down at this time of year or any time unnecessarily either. So it's obviously something that's out of their control. It might be a part they can't get, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is with the ride or what the go is there. But I know for a fact that they need that ride open now and want that ride open now. So they would be putting pressure on whoever's, whatever the issue, the hold up is. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It's disappointing. But again, if it can't be opened, it can't be opened. There's a reason, obviously, behind that. So yeah, disappointing, but I'm sure they'll be. So I'm sure once it reopens, they'll be looking at, okay, if it's a part thing that's regularly going to clap out, I'm sure they'll be buying up a few of those parts they have on site so that if it happens again, they can, get it open faster. I'm sure they'll be looking at a contingency plan for future. So whatever the issue is with it, I don't know. I don't know. Cool. And thanks heaps again for all your comments. It's really appreciated. And I'm almost toward the end. I think more keep coming through. So, what's my favorite coaster? I'd have to say at the moment, probably still Taipan. I think it's just more of a fun coaster, and I love the triple launch, particularly. What's the next school holiday event for April at Movie World? Don't know. I don't know if there is going to be an event for April. I know Heroes and Villains is later on in the year, September, October. So really not too sure yet. As soon as they announce it, though, we'll definitely put it on the channel. Joe saying, with the addition of Wizard of Oz Land, what are you hoping to see within the part of the park that is immersive? And if you were to add in another attraction or another land, what would it be? Cool. So with the Wizard of Oz Land, what are you hoping to see within the part of the park that is immersive? I want to see, as soon as you walk in to the land, that you're walking into Oz. And what I mean by that is that you can't see any other parts of the park, that you are in the land of Oz. And it feels real and it feels magical, and the characters are there, and you're immersed in that, and you don't think of anything else other than you're in the land of Oz. That's what I want to see. You want to feel that. You want to feel that when you walk in there. You want to feel that, and they can create that with the theming and how immersive it's going to be, like Rivertown in Dreamworld. That's what their claim is. You're going to be immersed in the theming, and that's what I can't wait to see. I love theming, and I think that's 100%. That's what I expect. And second part to your question was, if you were to add in another attraction or another land at Movie World, specifically, I think you're talking about here, what would it be? Another attraction or land? Well, like I mentioned before, I'd love to see a dark ride, and I'm talking something like you'd see in America. Universal Studios do, like Transformers, for example, or Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. Indoor dark ride that's immersive, themed, highly themed, that kind of thing. I'd love to see that. at Movie World. As far as a land, talking about a themed land, I have to think about that because obviously Warner Brothers, they're limited to Warner Brothers. They can't do Harry Potter Land because Universal owns the theme park rights to Harry Potter. So Warner Brothers, that's why it's no longer at Movie World as a themed attraction. You can buy the merchandise because it's Warner Brothers merchandise, but theme park rights sits with Universal now. So you'll never see a Harry Potter. Otherwise, I would have said Harry Potter, but they won't. You will never see that at a Warner Brothers park. So I'm not sure on a land, but like I mentioned before, I'd love to see a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory attraction, or maybe it can be a land. Maybe like when you're walking through the gates of to the front of the factory, and you see the factory, and you walk into the factory, and then there's a dark ride, river ride. How cool would that be? And that'd be timeless as well. So that's what I would like to see. Hopefully, Movie World listening. Let's do it. Never know. I've been to Japan before. Someone's just saying I've been to Japan before, and I went to Disneyland and Tokyo, and it was really good and fun. Yeah, I heard Tokyo Disney and Disney Sea are absolutely amazing. Would definitely love to go there myself one day. And I hear it is really amazing and really well themed. Heard similar for both. Excuse me. LTRR and Bermuda, that it required essentially. Looney Tune River Ride and Bermuda, that it required essentially to be completely rebuilt to continue operating. Yeah, I think that's definitely what I heard too. So being and probably technology wise, probably the rust proofing, I guess, that you can do now versus then is completely different, no doubt. Don't know anything about it technically myself, but yeah, like you're right. Yeah, that's what I heard too, that they would have had to have completely rebuilt the ride. So at the time wasn't cost effective to do so. It's a shame because, man, they were so good. Both of those attractions were so good. Yeah, it's a real shame. My favorite, Jordan saying, my favorite period of Movie World's history that he experienced was with Police Academy. Oh yeah. Superman, Looney Tune River Ride, and Batman Adventure 2. Yeah, how good was that Batman Adventure? Absolutely loved that too. Absolutely loved it. I'd have to agree with you there. Yeah, and I enjoyed the tram tour, which took you through to a soundstage, and you saw it was the Riddler show, and then there was another set that you went through with it's like a 2-story house set, and then you went into where Superman is now, where they had the Lethal Weapon soundstage, the Superman part there, and then the Memphis Belle. So good. Again, technology changed, so they decided to get rid of it. Things change, but yeah. Have I ever been to Luna Park? Absolutely. I've been to Sydney Luna Park and Melbourne Luna Park, and I've got videos on my channel for those. So if you haven't checked them out, please check those videos out. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, all on the channel there. Hope to get back to there. Actually, we recently went back to the Melbourne in October for their Halloween event. Actually, we got invited down there. We checked that out. It was awesome. And then we were at Luna Park Sydney the previous year for their Halloween event, and also probably a few months before that as well for a general park visit. And definitely love the Big Dipper at Sydney Luna Park. Single rail coaster, real punchy coaster. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. Have I done a Costco review? Yes, I have. Done a couple of Costco reviews. Check it out on my channel. If you just go, I've got over 300 and whatever it is videos on there. Go right back. You'll find Costco videos. You'll find food review videos. Like when the theme parks were shut, we started doing a few extra different things just to keep the channel going. And you'll find different things on there. Other attractions, Ripley's, believe it or not, in Surfers. We've got videos on that as well. Jordan saying, interesting. Warner Brothers World in Abu Dhabi have announced an upcoming Harry Potter land. Have they? I hadn't heard that. Well, unless, yeah. I mean, I haven't heard that. That's interesting because up until now, Universal Studios had the theme park rights to that. Unless they've changed that. I mean, that's wow. That's interesting. That's really exciting. And certainly, if they do build that, I think that's definitely going to get more people because they're actually they're parked there at Warner Brothers in Abu Dhabi. I haven't been there, but that's the indoor park, right? And it's incredible. And every video I watch, it looks like there's no one there. So I don't know. I mean, it obviously has its peak times, but it looks like an amazing place to visit as well. That'll be cool. So let's keep our eyes and ears open to see if that comes to fruition. That would be cool. That would be awesome. If you've got something that's an announcement, send it to me. I'll be keen to have a look at that. That's awesome. I'll be right on the February the 14th. I'll be on a cruise, and my birthday is must be on the 14th. Can you say happy birthday to me? Well, I'll say happy birthday now. If you send me a message closer, sure. Any birthday messages we usually do through the Buy Me a Coffee app as well. People want special shout outs, and I get a lot of requests. Happy to do them, obviously. But also to support the channel through the Buy Me a Coffee app, it's really appreciated. So if you want birthday shout outs, special shout outs and that as well, just pop it through the app. And happy to do whatever. But I do hope you have a very, very happy birthday, Uliana. I hope you have a really happy birthday on the day as well. And hope you have an awesome time. If you time travel, and she's saying also if she had the ability to time travel, she would save Steve Irwin from dying. Yes, that would be amazing. That would be amazing if we still had him around. 100%. I agree with you there. Someone's saying Adventure World Perth. Yeah, somewhere I want to go. I have been over to Perth. I have been there, and haven't made it to Adventure World yet though. I've got a couple of things to take care of in Perth as well. What would you give Hooray for Hollywood a rating out of? That's a good question, Kobe. So, because obviously it's different from other years. Well, it's the same, but like we were saying before, there's a couple of things that are missing from this year's event compared to other years. So if we're going to compare it to other years, and you know what, I probably would have, as an overall event, I'd probably always give it a good, solid, probably 8 or 9 out of 10. It's a really good event. I really enjoy it. Probably this year, I'd still rate it high. I'd probably give it a 7. And that's probably just because there's a few things missing. The Police Academy pop-up show, the Wizard of Oz pop-up show they do. They had one backdrop this year in the front of the park, whereas last year they had the separate Wizard of Oz backdrop up in the plaza as well. They had a few things different. So I really enjoyed that pop-up Police Academy show, and I think a lot of people have missed that. The themed foods and drinks haven't been quite as much as they had in the past as well. And I like that stuff. It just adds extra to the event. They had a few things there, but and the fact that I was there on the second day and they still had all the Christmas frappes and that out there. Change it over. put the new signage out, put the new frappes out, have themed foods for the event. I mean, I buy them. I enjoy it. And I know a lot of people do. But anyway, that's just my opinion. So that's what I would recommend. That's what I would rate it as. Have I heard about New Rider Aussie World? Yeah, but not from the horse's mouth. So we've heard, it's like a zip line with like a coaster track, but it's a zip line. They call it there is a version of it called a sky coaster, but it's not a roller coaster. Now, that could be wrong as well, by the way. I don't think they've made the announcement yet. So, yep, something happening up there. Definitely another attraction going in near the SX360 at the back there as well, which is pretty cool. So, hope to check that out when it opens as well. What theme park has the best coffee? Well, I don't mind the coffee at all, the theme parks, to be honest with you. But if I have to put a best coffee, I would have to say Dreamworld. But again, I drink the coffee at all the parks, and I don't find, they're all good. They're all fine. Coffee's a personal thing too, I think, Newcastle, Australia had a little fun park called Tomtoland. It's now a flower shop. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know about that one. If you've got any photos or anything from the past, if you have, and if you want to share that, send it through to my Instagram. And if you allow me to, I can share that to maybe like a Throwback Thursday or something like that. If you don't mind, I'll put your credit on there. I didn't know about that one. Not sure what they had or when it operated. Interesting. Do you think they'll ever make a Universal Studios in Australia or anything like that? I'd love to see a Universal Studios in Australia. I think it would shake up the theme park, or shake up, but it will definitely add something, decent to, another decent theme park to Australia, and it would bring people down here as well. It would. Those kind of parks bring people from other parts of the world. I mean, Disney has sniffed around for years and years, and they haven't got enough population here, and that, which is right. I mean, they need a massive population and a consistent population to run a Disney park. There are smaller Disney parks in the world, like Hong Kong, and they've just recently expanded that park. And I know they're doing expansions in some of the other parks too. But I think if it did decide to put a Disney here, people would come here for Disney. More people would come here for Disney. It's somewhere people would want to go. So I think having Universal, absolutely. I mean, obviously they've just announced that they're building one in the UK. Well, they've purchased the land in a place called Bedford, near London, I guess, or not. It's not too far from London in the UK. So that was just announced maybe about 2 weeks ago now. So the proposal was for Universal Studios theme park and a resort, hotel resort to go on there. So that's announced. And if they put one in the UK, why not put one here? Why not? So if anyone is watching this from Universal Studios or has contacts there, maybe they might know something, or maybe they can say, hey, what about the Gold Coast in Australia or somewhere else in Australia? But the weather here is definitely good for having theme parks, obviously. Cool. Do you think that Wonderland in Sydney will ever get rebuilt? That was a really awesome theme park. Unfortunately, I never got to go there, but obviously I've seen lots of videos on it. I know someone that used to actually work there as well. And I tell you what, for its time, it was amazing. It was amazing. And I know lots of people that have been there as well. That would be cool. But I think, I mean, obviously you're not on that site now. That site's been now got other. I think it's actually, is that where Raging Raging Waters water park is now. I think around that area. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe at the time it was the right place for a theme park like that. Maybe now it's not the right part of Australia to put a theme park. I don't know. I think it was maybe a little bit too far out. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I didn't go there. But you never know. But probably, I would say probably not. I'd say probably not. Stephen's saying it's his 19-year anniversary with his wife AJ today. Well, happy anniversary to you both. That's a wonderful achievement. 19 years. Wow. That's awesome. And Stephen is from the US and had got up early to be on our live feed. Thanks again. And I appreciate your ongoing support for Jaggs Journeys as well. And congratulations on happy anniversary. Well done. That's incredible. If they did add a Universal Studios to Australia, what themes would you like the park to have? Definitely Transformers, definitely Harry Potter. I would agree with that. Definitely Minions. Something with Minions. Simpsons. Yeah. Everything they have at Universal. Bring it all. Bring it all. Jordan saying, I would agree with the previous years, 8 or 9 or 7. This year, due to missing shows. Yeah, in terms of the rating, yeah. Best characters and no new shows, yeah. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Still good, isn't it? The event's still good. They do a great job. I loved it. But yeah, if you have to put a score on it and compare, just there's a couple little things there that, brought that score down a little bit. Are we going to get a face reveal, no hat, no glasses? Already done it. You have to check back on the other videos. And there's other video. I've been on videos plenty of times of no hat and glasses, even just recently on Big Red Boat Coaster, on ride, POV. But there's other videos in my earlier videos before I had my logo and everything. Yeah, and so yeah, I guess my decision to put glasses, hat, shirt. So when you see me in the video and you see me at the theme parks, it's all associated as one. But also when I want to hang out with the family, and sometimes we pop into the theme parks, no Jaggs Journeys, we can just have a family day out. And I enjoy obviously stopping and talking to everyone, but then obviously that's when I'm doing my filming and Jaggs Journeys and all that, and then there's a family time, so that's a separate time. So that's why that's why I have this essentially. What else we got there? Will there be a Disneyland in Australia? We would love to see one here. Disney have been here lots of times sniffing around. They've decided not to for various different reasons, possibly population, I think is what we've heard. But again, it would be a draw card. It would bring people here. So who knows? Do you sell the Jaggs Journeys hats? So the answer is yes. I don't sell this exact one. This has the raised lettering. This is they cost me a lot of money to get these made, about $55. So if I was to sell these, it'd be like $65 with postage, maybe close to $70. I don't think people are going to pay that for a Jaggs Journeys hat. You pay that for your favorite sports team, your LA Dodgers or New York Yankees or whatever team, you'd pay that for that kind of a hat. I do sell a similar black baseball style hat with this logo embroidered, but flat embroidered, not raised, for $25. And if you want one of them, you just have to message me on Instagram direct. It's just a bank transfer. Postage is on top of that, of course. And usually around about, postage just went up actually. Used to be about $10. I think it's about $11 or $12 now. But anyway, we check the postage prices out and we'll let you know. But you can get those hats through me directly. If you want this, if I get enough people saying I want that hat and I'm willing to pay $60 odd, if you're willing to pay it, but the thing is, I've got to buy 10 of these and get them made as well, like as in the hat, and then get all the embroidery and the puff stuff done on there. So I got to fork out, and minimum I think is 10. So yeah, it's a lot of money I got to fork out at once. So look, maybe I could do it with a pre-order. Say, okay, there's going to be 10 of these hats available, and then once I get 10 confirmed sales, then I can get them, made and then sent out. Maybe I can do that. But for now, I think a $25 hat embroidered. It's a basic hat. Don't get me wrong. It's a similar looking hat to this, flat embroider. That's it. Nothing else on the back or anything. It's a basic hat, but it's 25, and it doesn't. They cost me close to that actually, so I don't really make any money on it. It's just because people are asking for them. There's postage on top of that. I do sell these embroidered wristbands as well, like sweatbands, like the tennis players sort of wear as well. And I got these made overseas in the same factory that they make Nike and Champion branded ones as well, Fila. So they're good quality. $10 plus postage. All right. I got a stack of those. Again, those you got to come to me directly. However, if you want to buy t-shirts, hoodies, a basic trucker hat with a print logo, and there's a few other things on there, you can go to my new shop online. It's jaggsjourneysgc.deco-apparel.com. I've got a couple of videos on Instagram, on YouTube, and it has all the information on there. If you can't find it or what have you, just message me directly. I'll send you the details. But you've got, there's a couple of different designs, not just this design. I've got a brand new design on there with me vlogging with the theme park behind me, and they've been selling well already. So thanks to those people already who have jumped on and purchased product as well. So, you can get merch there as well. Cool. Maybe the Olympics 2032 will encourage Disney to build a park. Possibly. They'd have to probably be building that by now, though, I would say. But hopefully it does encourage something else to come here to Australia for sure. We did have Shrek 4D at Movie World at one point. That's right. Yeah. They sold they had the license for it, and then obviously you got to buy the license or pay for the license to have different IPs in the parks. So, and then obviously Dreamworld picked up on it after Movie World did. Harry's saying I'm being talked about on the parks forum. Okay, I hope it's positive. I don't, to be honest. I know of the parks forum. I do go on there occasionally to check out what's happening as well. They run an awesome page as well. But I don't get a lot of time to be on forums. So I hope it's positive. That's all I say. Hopefully it's positive. It is positive. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate that. By the way, Harry, send me a message on Instagram. I actually couldn't find your channel. By the way, I did look for it, and I can't get it to come up. But send me a message on Instagram, and I'll have to find your channel that way. I cannot find it, so I'm not sure what's happening there. I was saying you're talking about my Sydney vlog. Okay, that's cool. Let's get a petition together to get Shane as head of entertainment and shows at Village Roadshow. Well, I do know the head of entertainment and shows there, and I think he does an awesome job. And I don't think I could do as good a job as him. So, thanks for the kind comment, Jamie. But I think they got the right man for the job there right now. So, Kobe's saying, did you like the 2018 DC Superheroes and Villains Parade and Show? I did. Absolutely. I think it was one of the best. I really think it was. Yeah, Batman came down the zip line and had the fight scene. Yeah, I agree, Kobe. That was probably the best. And I don't know. I mean, why they change it up and change things every year. I'm not sure. Maybe they change it for safety reasons. I really am not too sure. But yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, we got to the end of the comments, everyone, and I'm probably gonna let you all go now because it's 2.5 hours in. We did cover off everything else. Dream World, just wanted to mention. I think tomorrow the vintage cars reopens. I think it's tomorrow after the storm damage that it had on Christmas night. So they had a lot of damage to the structures down there at the vintage cars. But so that should all be open now from tomorrow or from this week at least, anyway, which is really cool. Yeah, and I've covered off everything else I wanted to have a chat to you guys about as well. So we're going to leave it there for this week. 2.5 hours in, and I think I want to thank every single person who stayed on for that amount of time, and also for those. Oh, actually, so Jordan just saying vintage cars maintenance has been extended for another month. Has it? Because I think I had the date for tomorrow to reopen. Okay, well that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but I guess they did sustain a lot of damage, so that's fair enough. Okay, so vintage cars, another month. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate the information on that one. Muchly appreciated. Top Golf's not open yet. No, it's not. I drove past it just tonight, and because they have to replace all the net because the net got completely destroyed. Maybe we had a Category 2 tornado come through. So yeah, and that netting for that is specialized. They've had to fly people in from out of state to get that done. So it's not open yet. Just keep checking the website; they'll tell you when it's reopened. I popped the link in the chat. Oh, thanks, Harry. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Kobe's asking me, do I like Bob the Builder? Everyone loves Bob the Builder. Everyone loves it. And Star Wars, yes, I do love Star Wars. As you can see behind me, I do love Star Wars. VRTP have publicly stated February timeframe for Top Golf reopening. Cool, yeah. So February for Top Golf, that would make sense. Yeah, was it early Feb or mid Feb? Hopefully it's early Feb. Awesome venue. Definitely worth going to Top Golf. And again, I do have a video on my channel of Top Golf, so of experiencing Top Golf. So yeah, that's awesome. So February. So yeah, we'll definitely take another few weeks to get that netting fixed up and replaced for sure. So cool. Thanks, Jordan, for letting us know about that. Kobe's saying, have I been on the Snow White ride? Yes, I have at Disneyland, and it is awesome. All those rides at Disney, people think, oh, they're little kids' rides. I tell you what, you got to do them. They are awesome. Awesomely themed rides. Yeah, awesome theme rides. Jamie saying, thanks, Shane, for your dedication. Have a great night. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks again, mate, for your support and ongoing comments on my channel as well. I always appreciate that. Jordan saying that Top Golf have stated that they are working towards a reopening in the first week of February. However, this date has potential to move by another week. Yeah, that makes sense, eh? Yeah, cool. As we are dependent on international deliveries and appropriate weather conditions. Cool. So obviously Top Golf is a US-based company, and so yeah, a lot of that stuff is specialized. Yeah, so it'd be understandable. A lot of that would be coming from overseas, right? So, cool. So yeah, so it could be early, could be mid-February before Top Golf's back open again. Thanks, Harry. Good night. Thanks for jumping on, mate. I really appreciate it. And you don't forget to send me a DM, Instagram for your channel, mate. I tried checking it out. I literally just could not find it. So you have to send me a link, and I can get on that way. Thanks, Kobe. I'm glad you like the logos and everything, mate. Thank you very much for that. And thanks for your ongoing support for my channel, Kobe. Kobe's been a long time supporter of Jaggs Journeys. I really appreciate it. Very transparent from VRTP. Yeah, you're right. That is good, actually. And actually, I like how they've put currently when they're with those ride stoppages, how they've straight away gone out and put the statements out about ride stoppages. I think that's good, and it's just, I think the more they do that, hopefully then the media will just go, not gonna run with that story now. Old news. Thanks, Kobe. Good night. Andrew is saying, "Hey Jaggs, I'm a huge fan. Wondering which Kanye album you would listen to whilst riding a roller coaster designed by one of Xi Jinping's second cousins." Good question. Don't know, actually. Don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that one. I have to think about that one. It's a good question. Thanks for the weekly updates. Have a great week. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you for jumping on. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the videos. Cool. Would we add? Would you? Yeah, definitely. Dreamworld definitely needs another dark ride. 100%. Cool. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Again, thank you all so much for being on the live feed, for being interactive and commenting. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you guys enjoy jumping onto the live feeds every Monday, 8 p.m. Queensland time. So thank you for that. Thanks again for checking out my social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, and also obviously for supporting Jaggs Journeys YouTube, which again I have weekly videos, updates, what's happening around Gold Coast theme parks, and sometimes we do other theme parks and attractions as well. Don't forget to check out the merch, jaggsjourneys.deco-apparel.com for apparel. There's a few other things on there. DM me directly on Instagram if you want a similar hat to this, embroidered, flat embroider, or wristband. We've got a couple other things on there. Let me know if you want to get some key rings or anything like that. Direct message me on Instagram, and they are done via bank transfer, and it'll be plus postage, and we'll send them out to you. Cool. Anyway, again, I just want to say big thanks to everyone for supporting Jaggs Journeys, ongoing, live feeds, everything. I hope everyone has an awesome week ahead. Stay safe. Hopefully you'll all get a chance to get some theme parks for the rest of the summer or the weekend ahead. And don't forget to ask, if you're going to the theme parks, Gold Coast theme parks, on the weekends, ask the staff on the way in as Jaggs Journeys here. You never know, I might be there. So don't forget to ask a question. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next journey. Good night.